Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Temptations of Ait'seh with What Team Comp. I'm your host, the Uncommon Guru. We've got our wonderful host of confusing but lovable friends, Naivara, who is played by
Yo,
Paris, Adreno, who is playing Zadim. We have Taru, who is playing
Yay.
Virdrick. She's actually here today.
Grumpy
Praise
Gnome.
be! We've got Butters, who is playing our lovely little halfling Bo, and we have
I'm the cleric.
he's the cleric, and we have
I wanna
Kalir.
see-
I'm in danger.
I just want to see a character. That's all they say. It's like for a one shot or something. How you doing? I'm the cleric. Yeah, it's like I am Groot, but just I'm the cleric.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say this, and only Butters and Dom will understand. Daddy. That's all I'm saying.
I also know what you're talking about because you guys have
Oh.
Oh boy. And we
NPR
have
better know what I'm talking about. Sorry, go on.
and
he's
we
not
do
here
have
right
NPR, who's playing Kalir. He's currently stepped away for just a second, but he'll be back with us. Oh, guys, you're starting us off on a great note.
I'm
back.
Ironically, he's back.
Welcome back.
Yes. Speaking of
Okay,
NPR,
NPR
that's him.
question.
No.
NPR, do you remember talkings of a small kobold that only says the words D?
please fuck off.
He doesn't want to, but he does.
Yeah, and as Pater's number one fan or something.
This is gonna,
Emotions.
Pater's child or
It's
something.
yes,
heard it in
it's
my
Peter's forgotten child.
NPR's just gonna sit and wait until he meets you, then he's just gonna stab you in the back.
Yeah, Pater would not like this child.
Slit the throat of this kid.
Diddy.
For the greater good.
The greater good. That being said, are you guys ready to jump into Temptations of Ait'seh?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So,
So by the way, Virgic, just so you know, you missed nothing special at all. Nothing bad happened in this fighting. And the party is totally still sane without the grandpa here.
You know, I love how
Grandpa's
every time I look away, some
Something
shit
bad happens.
Oh yeah, because last time you were away, Zadim got in jail.
I still,
Oh my
I still
God.
love the. Oh, by the way, Virgil, Zedim's in jail. He'll be fine. That's essentially what happened. It's
More or
like he'll
less.
be fine. Just went to bed. It's like, damn, Grandpa, damn.
He's a big boy. He'll be fine.
He's a big boy. He can't.
But what do you expect me to
Jail
do?
is
Give a
just
shit?
time out for grown-ups.
that being said, when we last did leave off, you guys were still within the inn in a mountain and had won a contest on your way heading into Tamdov to look for these group of individuals claiming to be nobles who are setting up other people of nobility along other places in Halo. Having stopped in and spoken with the leader, they decided to be given a availability and potential payment to be able to continue doing exactly what they were already doing, because apparently someone doing such things was not something that this person wanted to see in Tamdov any more than he wanted to see anywhere else. That being said, even with the Marquis's letter of approval, there was still some discomfort and frustration between two of the characters who went out and attempted to punch down a tree and attacked one of the party members accidentally, just having a panic attack after.
Well, tried to attack, didn't
Tried,
actually
again.
attack.
Again, she
Missed horrible.
missed horribly. Yes, I remember.
To be fair, I didn't want to roll an attack on the off chance that I would hit it.
No, I wasn't going to make you. You were aiming wildly, and so you just shot off and hit one of the tree branches. Didn't fall and hit anyone, which is also good. But after Bo healed the injury that Naivara had put into her cheek, and Kalir had been nuzzled up against and had little Arcus try and help bring her out of her frustration, as well as their loving and faithful horse, who also
Oh no.
tried to help. Spartacus just wanted to be of assistance and just made clear, just be like, all right, you know what, I'll be good, just stop talking. You guys have set foot into Tamdov. You are currently in the more forest sequestered area, just outside of where you were before. There's still sun in the sky. What would you
There's
like to
still
do?
splinters in. There's still splinters in Kalir's knuckles.
Yeah, no, Bo is making you take those out. Like, Bo is taking those out of your hand.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Bo's like, nah, come here, you ain't understand. And I'm not letting you leave those.
Kalia, yeah, she just seems like she's not really there. She also is avoiding eye contact with my bar.
All right, the
Where is
horse was
everyone?
talking 2 seconds ago.
Sparkus just kind of stamps his foot near you guys, just looking between you all like, we good?
Excuse me.
Good?
Where is everyone?
You are all outside of the city. You guys have gone down into a little forested area where Kalir attempted to punch down a tree with her bare fist and got splinters in her knuckles, and where Naivara had hidden a bush and took a shot that hit a tree.
Oh, and I am.
You're here with Spartacus. You're the one who
Oh.
actually remembered to grab Spartacus and take him along because he has the one with your cart.
Okay.
Actually, do you have a cart? Let me check.
Uh,
No, I don't have
I
a.
thought we did.
If you have a cart, I keep mentioning you guys have a
Pretty
cart.
sure
yes,
we
yes,
do.
you do. You do because you were attacked in the cart. I remember that. Yes.
Kalia turns. Wait, does she? Hold on. Does she have anything? Anything at all? Please, anything. Oh yeah, she does.
Mm,
She'll get out a piece of paper and she'll write down "sorry" and hand it to Naivara.
She kind of just looks down at it. It's up at her. She doesn't say anything. She just hugs her. Sorry.
As you two
So you
are,
folks want some food? Just
as you two are hugging, and as he's asking that question, all of a sudden you just hear a little thump, 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 as you look over and you just see Casino, just running up and just thump up against the both of you, just kind of
Holy
bouncing
fuck!
between your legs like.
How big has she gotten?
Not super big, but she's still a small creature, almost
What
as
is this?
tall as Bo. This is the dog that she has. And
I
it's
have
just
a Caucasian Shepherd.
it's a big fluffy boy girl.
Girl! I love it. It's a big fluffy boy. Girl!
that's a big old pupper.
Walks up and just
Oh!
moves over and just
Do
Bo
Like-
is
I
not-
have a napkin at the ready?
as Rosehip a lot more demurely just kind of moves over, watches everything, and moves up behind Zadim, just kind of like sits behind him, peeking out. Just
Do you guys feed these things whenever
Yeah.
we were in there?
Yeah.
I've never
And
seen
Russia's
that
for it.
food.
It's just jerky. I don't think lugging a big bag of dog food would be the better idea.
Possibly.
Oh, wait, no, you counted them as dog rations, so it is dog food. Excuse me. Redact.
you do have dog food. You've bought. It is not like kibble that we'd buy nowadays. It is essentially
It's like
just
wet food.
yeah. It's essentially smaller pieces of jerky that have been rolled up in such a way that because they're still fairly young, they're not super old yet. They're still needing to eat somewhat softer foods in the meantime. They're not quite at the point where they're able to eat just rough meats and just rip into it, but
Right.
they're good. They're good dogs. They got good dog food. They're being taken care of.
Don't worry, we're taking care of our pups, Butter.
Oh,
Do any of them look kind of hungry?
do you hold out a
Mine
ration to
always
check?
looks hungry.
I will hold out dried fish, like a small piece of my dried fish, or this would be the salted one.
Uh, Rosehip kind of like leans forward, just Casino just like pushes his head down or pushes her head down to the ground, tail just wagging, just a storm up behind her, just like
I'll definitely give that one food.
like when you hold it out, just very very gently, just takes it, just as soon as you let go,
Sure.
just starts chewing on it. Very happy pup.
It's not a full fish, but it's like just a smaller piece.
It's a smaller piece.
Oh, dear.
Oh god, now the horse wants attention.
No, the horse is just looking between you all, just like stamping the foot, just kind of like, are you guys ready? It's a very smart
Please
horse.
God, say you're ready.
Do I need to
Beardrick's
take
also
the
like,
reins of the horse, or Beardrick got that?
oh, he's ready. He's like,
He's got
are
the
we
horse
getting
ready
on
to
and
go.
moving?
Yes,
He
get
does not know
along.
what the. He does not know what the fuck was happening, but he's not gonna ask.
Both dogs immediately follow the whistle, just like, yep, yeah, run over. And Casino has to get a little bit of help jumping on. Rosehip just jumps on, kind of like does a scrambling up motion, just and just pulls herself up. She's been getting better. Casino's just like
She's too big a boofer.
she is still learning. She does not have the hind leg strength yet, but she's working on it.
I'm gonna make a cart one day. Those cart will have 2 reins on it, and I will have a small cart with these 2 dogs pulling it.
Okay, Butters.
Hmm?
I want to tell you the best part about you saying this. We've seen the adult version of this dog.
They're
Dog
big,
technically
yeah.
counts it as a large creature.
Wait, I thought wait, this isn't a mastiff.
It's a Caucasian Shepherd, the bear hunting dog.
I still thought it was just a mastiff.
No,
This
it's
is-
bigger.
Hold on, I'll send you an image of it later.
Okay.
This is a large dog.
But yes, let's go stop these nobles who are trying to take power or whatever. Yeah. Let's have some fun. And we always gotta remember we always have to have fun throughout the journey. Because if we don't have fun, there's no.
You see Navarre's head on her knees. You can just hear her going.
Beardrick purses his lips tighter.
Two different kinds of people. God damn it. What the fuck have we let into the party? Fucking another one of these happy fuckers. Jesus Christ.
So, we gonna be continuing?
Let us do this.
Alright. So continuing forward, making your way into Tamdov. The-
oh.
Yes.
I was just gonna say, Khalil, like, on the journey, like for the first few hours, Khalil will just be looking down at her club,
Okay.
just holding it in her hands.
Okay. As you guys move deeper into Tamdov, the first part of the journey is pretty much a large chunk of it's downhill because you're going down the side of the mountain. Bless you. And it eventually goes out into a more open field type of area. Bless you again.
Bless you.
Oh god. Third time's a charm?
By the end of around the first day, you're getting to a point where you're at more of a rolling hills sort of area, which able to bed down, rest up, just mark off a ration for the day for all the creatures that you've got as well. And off in the distance you can see an area that looks a little bit like it splits slightly, which you've seen something somewhat similar to this before. Granted, you've never seen the actual start of such an area before. Which, second day, you take your watches throughout the night.
Oh, Don. Do I have all the information from the book that you sent me before?
By this point, you're still reading it. You've got a little bit more that you'll need to read to finish it, but you're reading through it and you're getting more information. So
Okay.
I'd say by the end of the second day, you'll be able to have most of that information.
All right.
Bo just usually, while he's traveling, has his head on somewhat of a swivel,
Okay.
just trying to make sure nothing can sneak up on him.
Yep, got his high perception, keeping an eye out. What's the perception again?
23.
I will keep that in mind. On the second day, just I'd say about an hour or two before noon, after you guys have gotten up, I'm guessing Madrino, you're still using the spell to get camp just taken care of quickly. Or are you actually putting things away?
Man.
Med said he was walking home, so
Is he still power walking?
he might still be power walking.
Also, Tar,
Huh?
I DM'd
Uh-oh.
you something.
Oh, I'll look.
He went out and in. Mad?
Canst thou hear me?
I can't
Yep.
hear thee. Did you hear my question?
Let me double check because I know I still have it. I knew I switched around some spells, but yeah, I used
Okay. So
Which
you used
spell?
Wild Cunning.
if you want to click on that so we can read it.
Yeah, sure.
Is it a homebrew?
No,
No,
it's
on another Arcana, I believe.
yes. Which basically just means any tracks on the ground, he knows where they are, and he can use it to basically have the spirits instantly break down a campsite within one turn, basically. So within 6 seconds, camp is broken down on the cart, ready to go.
Fast.
You would also know, how far does the range of this go? A range of
What do you
120
mean?
feet. Yep, because it does give you other things as well. No, you choose one of the following effects. I was
I
going to say.
choose one of the following effects, so I'd have
Yep.
to cast it again.
Yes, I did double check it to verify. So, good thing I checked, because otherwise I was going to say something else. But you'd probably notice a few things, Bo, that you've seen, because you're not from this type of area, but you've been taught a few of the foliage to kind of look for in case, like, because this isn't just from one area, it's something that does go up towards Vessel's Perch. But there is a type of fern that grows nearby that can act as basically you can take the leaves and put it under your mouth and it can kind of numb you a little bit. It's kind of like a fun thing that some people would like do to just like in its raw form to just basically just kind of be numb for a little bit, just to have the tingling sensation. Some doctors, especially with stuff that you've had to go through, have used this in a more concentrated form as a way of assisting with giving people a buffer while they were working on them to ensure that they were medically safe. Say again, Butters?
Alright, I'm a dad. No, don't do drugs, kids. Bo
Yeah,
isn't
don't do
touching
drugs.
it.
Yeah, it's not like a drug like you take it and it's like a hallucinogen or something like that. It's used. It has a
I'm
medicinal
aware.
purpose. Like if you use just the leaf, you're like taking a drug. But when you grind it up into like an actual poultice, it's actually something that is used medicinally.
I'm
Be
aware.
right back.
So you're not touching it, all right?
Nah.
Okay. One second here. As I was mentioning before, as you eventually get towards that spatial area, you can see that it is almost like a football field width area that has been almost looks like it's being pushed into by something of this large chasmic canyon. That as you kind of look it over, you can see that there's areas that look like it's at this point it's a football field across. There's a deepening of it, so it actually gets wider as it goes further out, and marks into the stone where it looks like something was pushing up against it, possibly trying to, almost like it was trying to carve through it, with a lot of rocks that are scattered across the canyon floor below. It's a good, like, couple miles deep, probably at least 2. This thing is a big canyon that you're walking next to.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
What a,
Welcome
what a
back.
miss.
We had a big old canyon.
Yep. And
Ah.
you're told that it's more to the south, so you want to go on the left side of the canyon.
hmm
But based off of what you've seen before, you would guess that for Tamdov, this is their Colossi Walk.
Colossi Walk?
You've never actually seen that before, so you would actually have no idea. Let me just move real quick.
I was gonna say.
Just go there.
So, on the cart ride towards this canyon, could Kalia have ritual casted identify?
On what?
The magical club.
All right.
The other club.
The one that you unburied.
Yeah.
1 second, and I will give that to you in handouts. So, I'll let you guys discuss the Bo's confusion about the Colossi Walk, about suddenly seeing this big old canyon.
Oh, also, did you say the serrated battle axe was magical?
It is
I should hope so.
It has appeared magical from the times you've used it and was used on you.
I mean, it was used on Zadim, but
And you've used
yeah. She'll identify that as well if she can.
Okay.
If not, she'll do it after.
I'll give you the information in a moment. It's essentially exactly what you've seen before, but I'll give you just a small smidgen of tidbit of information more.
Okay.
Don, I'm absolutely waiting until I can tell them what I found in this book.
Yeah, that'll be at the end of today.
Oh boy.
You look rather confused. Have you never seen the Colossi Walk before?
Now I understood half of what you just said there.
Hmm.
I'm assuming he doesn't know what a colossi is.
Essentially, they are very large, and when I say very large, I mean the size of a town.
This
Stone
canyon is where they walk.
Oh.
elementals. They were
know how-
created millennia ago.
You know how if you walk back and forth in a place, eventually you make like a hole or ditch?
Yeah.
This is their ditch.
So are those things still alive?
Hmm.
Some
Technically,
people live on them, some people travel on them. They're not violent in the slightest from what I've seen.
they are much like a glacier. They are a natural force.
So, what if they get aggressive?
Nothing really would make them aggressive unless somehow someone manages to harm them, which is nigh impossible as far as I know. And if that something managed to hurt them, they would go for the source of pain.
So you would better be very far away if that ever happens.
Or what if they just, like, something turned them angry or, like, through magic?
That would be a terrible thing to wrought upon this world. If someone were to manage to find a way to aggravate, to make these, because this is not the only one, there are about 6 or so.
Hang
on.
on.
this
We
world.
all got angry.
If they all got angry, woe befall all they would fall
There's 8.
upon.
I'm counting the tracks. There's technically 3 to 4 that we probably know of.
It would not be a pretty thing.
Don, I actually have a question.
Yep.
Because I'm assuming the Colossi are like very well known creatures at this point. Like this is just common knowledge for most people.
Mhm.
Do any of us know if they're resistant to magic?
Roll a history check.
I'm guessing Bo doesn't even know what they are.
No,
Yeah, if
they
you don't know
didn't
what a
discuss it in
gloss-
Vessel Perch.
Yeah, I've stayed in Vessel Perch my whole life, man.
Roll20 has treated me nicer than my dice ever will. I rolled 5 nat 1s today in a row.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, good.
I fell into a pit trap and almost died.
Yes, good.
That sounds about right.
Honk, honk.
No.
Someone I know has that horn.
It's the best.
Clear and Naivara, you know a little bit of the history. Naivara, you obviously know a little bit more in regards to your specific inquiry. With your information that you're aware of, it's actually a story
Oh my gosh.
that you were told that essentially said that at one point there were some people who were upset with the people who ride the Colossi, and there was a group of people who attempted to attack the Colossi in order to try and like throw it off course or to stop it so they would have a chance to try and use a moment where it was completely stopped to lay siege to the people upon it. As far as the records say, the Colossi never stopped, and they never acknowledged being struck.
Well, as far as I know, there's nothing that someone can do to it to make it stop moving or become aggressive.
What if a god
According to the
got
stories, it's
angry?
apparently resistant to magics.
What if a god got angry?
Well, if a god's getting angry, then I mean, there's nothing stopping the god either.
Well, not if it's a minor god, maybe. I don't know.
It could
Also,
happen.
we'll never have to find out.
It's one of those.
I believe those things getting either those things dying or those things getting angry are inevitable. Which
Well, anything is inevitable.
but yeah,
It's just will you be around to see it?
yeah.
But
Maybe we
Hopefully.
will, maybe we won't. Who knows?
let's just have faith that we won't be around when it does happen. Because God, I do not pity who has to calm it down. Excuse me.
Very
I do not
true.
envy.
Yes. There's no. Have we passed any rivers?
As of currently, not yet.
To be fair, we're in the mountains. I think.
There are mountain rivers.
No, there are mountain streams, yeah, but they're a lot more rare to
Have
find
you
than
not
going
seen?
through a forest.
Have you not seen holes by with Shia LaBeouf?
Butter, can I say this to you, like, right the fuck now? I technically live in a mountainous area!
Have you not seen holes with Shia LaBeouf?
I'm gonna show you.
Would you not see holes with Shia LaBeouf?
Where's my pimp cane? Hang on.
Now let's move on. But yeah, so that's kind of concerning a little bit to me.
Well, it's the same way how any god or any high-powered person could just suddenly turn and become violent. Anything can be dangerous if used right or in case of harming someone wrong.
My god wouldn't turn violent.
Well, neither would the Colossi. I don't know if I broke Bo or if Butters is breaking up. I think he's breaking up.
Oh no.
No!
Butters. I've seen his thing flash, but I'm hearing nothing.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Good?
Nothing?
Yeah.
Alright,
Alright, awesome, we're awesome.
Ooh.
You know?
Ooh, interesting.
No!
Is it attunement?
What is
Technically
going on?
speaking, no. Does not say
Butters
attunement on
is
there.
breaking up. Hello?
Interesting.
Butters.
Butters, come back.
You can blame it all on
Hello?
me.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Bo says, well, we don't know the personalities of the colossi, really. So we wouldn't know if they would become mad or something.
But here's the thing. Anything could become bad. That's what emotions are.
I'm tired of this conversation. I don't like talking about these big things.
How
They're just...
about we switch to something happier?
Sure, change conversation, go.
Said that I could ask you a few questions.
Yep, but I get to ask you.
Alright, random question then. What do you enjoy eating the most?
I like catfish.
Catfish?
Yes, I like catfish.
I wonder if we can find some. I'm craving cake.
Tom, the closest you ever gotten to hitting Vierdrick. And Bo just a stupid smile on his face.
You're just pointing up in the background, just like,
I'm too busy driving the cart. I'm not paying attention.
fair enough.
75% of the time he opens his mouth, it's gotten really close a lot of times. But I also know that if I hit him once, he'll hit back and he won't hold back.
I'm
That'll be
sure
death.
He's not a maniac, is he?
She stares at the back of his head and then looks at Bo.
I mean, I'm sure Beardrick hears all of this. He's just ignoring it.
Hey, Vierdrick, are you a maniac?
He glances at him. He says nothing. He continues. He's not even going to respond to that.
Silence is worrying. Can I insight check his silence?
I'm gonna say no because he hasn't really given you much to work with on that.
He just glanced at you. That's it.
He's just mean, don't worry. He's mean, but he's reliable.
At least he's honest about things.
Oh, speaking of, actually, does Zim get to do that one thing that I literally requested?
Yes. Before you guys get up and go, Naivara asks if Zadim will cut her hair.
Getting in the way.
Oh my.
Mostly to
I would be happy to.
remove the
Yeah.
the hair that's covering her blinded eye, if I remember correctly.
At least slightly.
Slightly.
That. Did you have a particular style you were looking for, or just a trim?
Just cut it to here. She'll gesture to roughly shoulder length.
Easy enough. And he will set about doing that.
I hope he has scissors, because if not, I just have an image of him just grabbing the hair, essentially, and just cutting it with the sword.
Not a sword.
I mean,
a dagger.
Yeah!
I mean, that's how it used to be done all the time.
They still had razors and scissors. Do not give me that.
Did you buy a hair cleaning kit?
No.
Then probably
You're
using a
expecting
dagger.
Did you
To
buy
cut the hair
scissors?
with like
At least you're not
barber
doing,
shop implements.
at least you're not doing the one brain cell move of trying to try to do a shave with a great.
Yeah.
Like, at least you're not doing that one
In
brain
my
cell move.
defense, I can use the greatsword.
Nope, but Yasha has.
hmm
Oh lord.
It was an amazing thing to listen and just have her just be like, I can shave you. With what? I have this great sword. Just Kayla just be like, hold still. But yes, he uses a dagger and he does a good job of getting it, trimmed shoulder length, giving it a little more open and kind of showing more of your face.
She's toying with it.
It's definitely one of those things where you're just like, my head feels so light and so bouncy and what is this?
What is this fucking hell?
But at the same
This
time,
gonna-
it's
The next 2 days is gonna be spent her trying to pull it up and just being like, "Oh right."
it's amusing to watch. But it's her getting used to it, and it's it's a change.
It's a change back to the old. She actually make a comment. I haven't had my hair like this in 6 years. Wow.
Khalil's gonna, like, just out of the blue, like, hasn't really spoken much for the past few days. Just like, does anyone want this club? I mean, I could have it, but I have a battle axe, so. She's holding up like the glowing sort of inscribed club, like it has these sort of markings on it.
Do I even have proficiency in
It's a
gloves?
simple weapon.
Oh,
It's like it's magical, and it, like, you can make it like vibrate, and then when you hit people, it hits them harder.
that could be useful. Yeah, screw it, I'll take it.
I hand it to her.
Can I study this?
Clear's giving you that, so I will make this because she described it. I will make this available for all players to see, and I will click show players. It is called a Snapper Club.
Snap. Snap back to reality.
Impressive.
What the hell? What the hell? What the? Stop it!
What I do?
I somehow managed to pull the chat into a different window on the side. That was weird.
Nice.
It just popped up. I didn't even click and drag anything. It just did that. That was freaky. I thought I broke it.
You're fine.
I don't like change.
She says as she got her haircut.
I said I don't like change. Never said anything. Okay, so the best part about this is purely in character. Me, the idea of having my hair cut, I'm cringing. This one, she's fine with it.
No one ever cuts my hair short enough.
Her's the one like, I want to be shaved. What part of this don't you understand?
Terry wants that good buzz cut.
Man, just about. If I knew it looked good, I'd do it.
I mean, to be fair, you pull off a lot, so.
Well, I have a very bumpy head. It's not gonna work.
I need some hair.
I need a little bit.
Just get an undercut, it's fine.
I am going to do that in the next one.
Nice.
For cosplay. Anyway.
For cosplay.
Eventually.
Hang on, let me add this to my thing. What damage does the club do?
Bludgeoning.
Either
No.
1d4 or 2d4.
Yeah,
Alright,
1d4 if
just
you're
a-
not using your bonus action to snap it, to get it vibrating, to basically do a hit twice on a hit, or
Oh, question.
yes,
Is that a bonus action to toggle it, or just a one
It's a toggle.
thing? Okay, right.
so you don't have to use a bonus action every turn. You turn it on and
So-
it starts snapping around in your hand, and then you hit it.
So-
and it,
What does it look like?
Wait.
It looks like two pieces of wood around a central piece that is inscribed with runes along the end of it.
So wait, Don,
Yes,
does it do 2d4 plus 1d4 or just 2d4 straight up?
2d4 plus your strength.
Okay.
So it's basically just the great sword version of 1D.
Yes.
Bonk.
It's basically the greatsword version of 1d8 that is also a simple weapon, so anyone could use it.
Yay.
And there you go. You asked about the battle axe, and you now have a thing about the battle axe. So that will give you the exact details regarding the battle axe you've been just flailing about with.
Can I roll Arcana on this club to see if I notice anything that I would recognize?
Go ahead.
Oh. Oh.
What?
Nice.
Tasty.
Claire's understanding her weaponry better. Looking this club over, there's nothing that really stands out as something that you've been taught or aware of. It's got hints of things that look similar to stuff you've seen with your patron, but a lot of the formation of it is not Fey.
So it looks similar to something with my patron, but it's not a Fey thing.
It's old in design, but it is not Fey in design.
If
Proper
okay,
audio.
so this is going to be a long stretch, but you at least confirmed that I can feel what my patron feels at that moment, essentially.
If she's connected to you. Sometimes you don't. So sometimes you do.
Do I feel the connection now?
Nope.
Alright, fuck, damn it.
I mean,
I was
you
wondering
know,
if I could
big
just in my
clue.
head
She, you know, big clue is you saw her walk up to a hill, dig like randomly, and then just pull it out. You know, so
No, don't worry, I haven't forgotten that. It's just there's, a couple centuries old Fae that's at least 70% of the time in my head. So
fair enough.
my thought process was if she can hear what I'm thinking to a degree, I'd ask her if she recognized anything and see if I can get any kind of feeling of yes, no, curious, of that kind of shit. But
No,
currently, I'm not connected to the mix, so
you don't get that. You get like the feeling of ooh curiosity, but you've never gotten like a yes no maybe from your thoughts.
I just
Ooh.
imagine I just imagine you have a magic 8-ball in your head.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Should I go out with Pop Tarts or with a Christ Crispy treat?
I'm not
Ask
sure.
again
Crispy
later.
treat.
Ask again later.
outcome
You got-
unknown.
We'll snack to Cleric's Eat Christ Crispy.
God damn it!
Price Krispies.
Moving forward, you guys begin moving along the Colossi path. You're able to make a decent chunk of time. Able to see off in the distance, probably a good another couple hours journey by sundown, that there's a small village off in the distance. Not huge so far as you can see, but it is one that is got enough light to it that you can see that if you pressed on a little bit into the night, you could make it there, or if you could make it there in the morning.
Guys, Limey has a better one. She
What?
DM'd me Pope Tarts.
Yes.
Pop-Tarts.
Pope Tart.
Limey, no.
Oh my
goodness.
god.
Limey,
Oh.
why?
Thank you, Limey.
She just sent me something.
Thank you so much.
So are we gonna decide to go in the morning, or are we gonna push through the night a little?
We would get a point of exhaustion.
Let's get a good night's rest.
You wouldn't get a point of exhaustion for pushing on. It's just that a lot of the places are going to be obviously closed because it's late at night, and you might not be able to get a room in the inn if you were to. So you might have to sleep out under the stars, as you are already, but you'd be basically doing it like in the street.
Let's do that. I like
I
that.
think it's best to sleep here.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Get a good night's sleep.
What watches are you taking?
I'll take second.
I'll
Okay.
take
I'll
first.
I'll take either first or last, cause no dark. I'll take third.
Okay.
I'll just say that. I'll throw that number out.
Kalia is going to just.
Is there only 3 shifts?
Mhm.
Generally, depending on how you want to
Oh.
break it up. You can break it up into
Okay.
more, but that's up to you guys.
I always like 3rd shift.
Yeah,
can
me and
outlaw.
Veer. Me and Veer
shift.
best
I'm just
bud.
happy to help.
He does not like doing it with anyone else, though.
Best bud.
I think the best part about that is if Arcus is not with Nivara, he typically ends up with Veerchick in the first fucking place.
Not sure how that happens, but yeah.
Because he's got a plus like 6 in perception.
It's very helpful.
Yes.
So, Zadim,
Like, you want to be alone.
Zadim, you want it to be up for first
Weird
watch.
reason.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
All right. May I ask Brian for assistance?
Sure.
Merci. Do. Yee.
There you go, Tara. Look at roll 20.
The
What
sun's
am I looking
definitely
at?
gone down.
Look into the Arcana check.
You
Oh.
can see the lights of the city have come up. Very faint, not super condensed. Probably has maybe 1,000 or so people there. It's not a very big village, probably small town. And looks peaceful and quiet. At one point, though, during the night, you see one area of the city where there's the lights that are on, torchlight mostly, go out.
In the town.
In the town, yes. It's noticeable because of the fact that it doesn't flicker like it was put out, like something going, put out, like turned off. It just was there, and then there's an area that has a almost noticeable, almost like complete darkness to one of the areas where there's just light and then turned off. Uh-oh. Apparently I'm cutting
Hello?
out
You
for
came back,
everyone.
don't worry.
I came back?
No, you were cutting out for us. It was just in VR. That's why we're like back out.
Oh, okay.
What happened?
One of the currently Zadim's on watch, and one of the areas that he's watching of the village, just he's keeping watch for other things closer to him, but he would notice just from passiveness and because of the fact he got a 20 on his perception roll, that in the village for at least a good minute there's an area that's just completely darkened, and then like it is, again, it's not, the reason why it stands out to you is because it's not like it flickers off and then flickers back on. There's a full minute where it's just out, and then it just immediately comes back on, flaring to life as though it were always on.
So it's basically like something went over it, put it out, and then relit it.
It doesn't have this sense of a relighting so much as something
Blocked
completely
it.
Walked
putting
in
it
front of
out.
it?
Like either walked in front of it, blocked it out in some way, and it was still on in a light. It's just that for that time it was completely dark before it came back on.
But it's a torchlight kind of situation, right?
Yes.
So that makes no fucking sense.
Hang on. Where in the city is this torch? Is it like on the outer walls or like further in?
Towards the north side of the city, closest to the Colossi Walk.
Okay. That's odd. How close are we to the city right now?
You're about 2-3 hours walk,
Hmm.
as I mentioned before.
Right, way too far away to just go and casually check. Hang on 1 second. Not really. That's odd. I'm trying to think of what I could do just from here.
Mhm.
2 or 3 hours walk is what in distance?
If you're just going at like a normal pace, a fast pace, let me just do the math in my head real quick.
Mhm.
If you're doing a fast pace, we'll say a mile every, generously we'll say 5 minutes for a fast pace. That's a good 6 miles, I think. Am I doing the math right? No, I'm doing the math wrong. That's an hour. That's half an hour. 12 miles. So this is about 36 miles away, approximately.
Jeez.
You guys are moving at a very quick, not very quick. You're moving at a normal pace, so normally you'd probably be able to get there in. I apologize. I'm doing my math wrong. 36 miles would be if you were going at a fast pace. You guys have been going at a normal pace thus far.
Right.
So it's probably closer to 28, 26 miles. So it's still quite a distance away, but at a normal pace you'd still be able to get there pretty quick. I apologize. I'm trying to do math in my head really fast.
That's fine. That's
It's just
fine.
going right in my head, just like, oh no.
But my thing is something way over in this direction, like over by Ivory Hills, walked across the north side of the city, and it's big enough from this distance to be able to block out torchlight in the vicinity, and then once it leaves, reveal it.
Apparently. Either that or something
Jeez.
else happened. You don't know, again, you don't see exactly what happened with it, but what you do know is that whatever it was, you could visibly see the light on, and then for that period of time, it was off. It was just a complete darkness in that area up until you were able to just watch it just suddenly come back to life as though it had never gone out. No flickering, nothing like it's starting up, just on.
And I can't try and figure out what that might have been.
You're from this distance? No.
Yeah, that's about what I figured. Alright, I will make note of that, but if it's that far away, there isn't much that I can do.
Mhm.
Not that I can think of, anyway.
But you can at the very least know it, or notice it.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Alright. So your watch comes to an end after a little bit, and Navarra's watch begins.
I mentioned what I saw as we changed watches.
That's weird.
Indeed.
The only thing that I can think of that would do that is magical means, but why would someone be casting spells?
Well, if they wanted to do something that they did not want people to see them doing, taking out the lights temporarily would be a very good way to accomplish that.
Is Bo
I'll
awake?
keep note of the house's position for future reference.
Bo's asleep. He's probably a light sleeper, so he might wake up every now and then. He might have picked up on that. Also, guys, just so you're aware, I completely botched on my speed there, because if you're going at average speed on foot, you'd go 20 miles a day. So no, that is incorrect. It's a third of that. It's probably closer to 3 to 4 miles away.
Okay.
I pulled up a thing which I have on my phone, which is the realistic travel of how far you can get by going maximum speed or average speed. Maximum speed 30 miles a day, average speed 20 miles a day. Just walking.
Well, we're not walking, are we? I thought we were in the car.
Yep. Which means that you could technically get to around 40 miles per day. Daily, you could get about, on horseback, between 20 to 30. So you could technically get further in the cart. But only technically. It all depends on how fast you're actually going. If you're going on maximum speed on horseback, you could probably get a lot further, but that's horseback for everyone, not a cart. That being said, now that I've cleared up my own error, apologize, I want to make sure that I was straight with you guys on that.
Mhm.
Navarra, is your
Can
watch.
Arcus give me advantage?
Yes. Okay. You're watching that area that you were told to watch. You're like, all right, I gotta focus on this. Focusing.
Well, I didn't say focus
Well,
on
not-
it, but
well,
I
I
mean,
mean, when she's looking at the city, obviously she's looking at everything else around her. But when she's looking at the city, she's focusing on that area in particular, just trying to see, is there anything else that's going to happen? And you almost miss it. But there's another area of the city, a little bit more towards the western side. That as you're watching that area, just peeking towards, just like, is anything happening over there? Not wait. You see another area where there's torchlight, and then that area goes completely dark. And for a minute, it remains completely dark. You don't see any firelight going off in that area as there was before. Any firelight that was behind it is no longer illuminated. You see the flickering of some firelight on some of the rooftops of ones that are deeper into the city. And then after that minute, it is back on as though it were never extinguished. firelight flickering as it was before.
Mm-mm. Is it just the same house that's doing this crap?
This was in a different area, more towards the west. So more towards the center of town and to the west. So this is a different area that had this happen.
I'll take note of... Can I see specific buildings? Not like specific buildings, but they look separate enough from my vantage point.
You can see general area of it. You wouldn't be able to say like specific, but you can get an idea just from your vantage at the moment.
I can essentially mark them down in my head and go visit them later
Potentially,
when we
yes.
get there.
Mhm.
I'll do that. This is fucking suspicious as fuck. I'll poke Arcus since I'm sure he saw it too.
Yep, Arcus is watching it, just like tilting his head from side to side, just like looks at you and you poke him like, "Arr?"
What do you think that was?
Let me actually roll something for him. I have no idea what the hell that is. That's some freaky shit.
He rolled that one, didn't
Rolled a 2.
he? Would I know at all what that possibly was?
Roll an Arcana check.
Not advantage. Stop that.
Not advantage. Off the top of your head, you feel like there's something that should come to mind. Actually, let me double check something. You might actually have hit the DC on that.
Out of character, I think I know what spell, and that doesn't seem like that would be out of character for her to know that one either.
No, probably wouldn't be out of character, but let me just double check. Yes, they actually hit the DC right on the nose. There's one that makes sense to you, mostly just due to the duration. 1 minute. It is similar enough that the darkness spell wouldn't be out of place to consider there.
Looks like someone's casting darkness. Someone's doing a little no.
Darkness isn't that bad.
Nothing without magical dark vision can see through it.
Oh yeah.
So someone's hiding something.
I mean,
And it's magical enough to use that spell to do it.
there's worse things they could be doing.
We don't know what they're doing, though.
Oh. You're right. Just like that realization of, I mean, when you put it like that.
He'll scratch his head. I'm gonna have to go exploring.
Learning things.
You're a curious little creature. You're obviously gonna enjoy this.
Oh yeah. Like he looks like he's wiggling slightly, just like, yes, learning.
I'll sit and watch the town for the rest of my watch, see if I notice it happening again.
Oh no.
Throughout the rest of your watch, still very quiet, peaceful, and you see no other hint of that going on.
I'll wake up Beardrick.
I wake up like normal.
Okay.
I'm awake. As
The wisdom
usual.
save was to determine if she was gonna wake him up by jabbing him with her stick.
A wise choice.
Beardrick, you might want to keep your eye on that town in particular. Something weird is going on there.
What kind of weird?
Someone's using darkness to snuff out flames.
Darkness as Bo's getting up, rubbing his eye. Just,
Beardrick looks at him and he's like, go back to sleep.
Go to sleep, child.
he stands up and like starts doing like stretches.
I think he's supposed to be your watch partner.
I don't need a watch partner.
Well, you're getting one, and he's just still stretching.
He is perceptive.
He just sighs. He does not want to do this.
Thank you for doing it. She will pat his shoulder.
Mm.
It's happened over there, and currently I saw it happen there. She'll point out the two areas. Does
Wake
that
up
seem
if you-
sequential, actually?
I mean, it seems like there's kind of moving between. It's moved from north to west, so I mean that's
If you hear lightning, wake up.
If you hear what?
lightning.
Lightning, wake up.
I'll try to keep in mind that's a bad thing. You gotta remember, she slept outside for a good chunk of her years. Lightning probably doesn't disturb her as much as you think it does.
I'm just gonna go sit wherever and keep an eye on the town then.
You found a stump as big as him. He's laying on it.
Huh?
I said he found a stump as big as him. He's laying on it.
Give him
just
credit.
he's just sitting there, silently watching stuff
Brooding.
and brooding.
Bo sits near you and just like sitting on something, just kicking his little leg. Every once in a while, he'll try to start conversation, but I feel like I'm pretty sure it just gets ignored.
Virdrick, yeah, whatever it is, it will more than likely he'll just say something really quick to end the conversation, and that's
Very
it.
curt, short response.
Yeah.
Why are you
Unless
at the
it's
party?
something interesting. What?
Why are you at the party?
Let me remember. I think it was supposed to be. I was thinking about it just earlier today. He's just with them right now because of what is it?
You ran into us, to be fair.
Well, yeah, but it was like he first got that dagger, so he was hanging with them for that.
All right,
That
excuse.
was- Yeah,
Usually pays you to watch us.
yeah. Is that it? I thought there was something else, but
He's had, interactions between him, and he was trying to protect the sweet bean while she was with them.
oh yeah, that was very important. Yeah,
Mhm.
to return the princess and whatever.
Demam Tashina.
So,
Oh lord,
if
you're back.
your reason for not being with the parties here, what's keeping you here?
He just he's thinking about it, and he's like, I was planning on going my own way after this is done.
Why don't you want to get close to anybody?
Is there a point?
Yes, being happy and not just being a Rudy pants. Like, I get that you're the brooding one and like the one that always likes to seem cooler than they are, but you got to take a break from that sometimes.
No, I'll be taking a break soon.
Like, most people around here, I
I'm
can
back.
tell, actually care about you, but like, you just kind of threaten them sometimes. Whether Navarra likes it or not, I know she cares about you, even though she probably does think you're very rude, but doesn't stop from liking you. What I'm saying is,
Butters?
God damn it!
Butters!
Of all the time!
No!
What I'm saying is, help us.
That was a good
Hey.
part, damn it! What?
is this
Back
bad?
in and come
Yes.
back in! Or back out and come back in!
On, say something again. Up.
It's cool. Just cry over here.
Say something again,
Where did you
Butters.
cut out at?
Butters?
What I'm saying is,
You still doing it. Fuck!
Butters, no!
you're still cutting out, man.
Butters!
Why? Why of all times? Why is it gonna happen during the blessed speech? Why?
Louisiana internet, stop doing this.
I mean, it's storming here, so it might be storming
Alright.
over there too.
Yeah.
Here, what? Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
You're good.
Yes,
You're
you're
good.
good.
Jesus. All right. So what did I end off with?
What I'm saying is, and it
Fine.
literally cut out right after that.
Good.
What I'm saying is, I know you're the brooding type, and you don't like to show too much emotion. But if you keep doing that, by the time you're at the end of your life, nobody will love you, and you'll have no one to talk. I get that you are like you are your own person. Of course, I'm just trying to give advice for you to be happy. Because currently, I see you closing yourself off to everybody is just going to lead to darker places in the future.
But Butters?
God, fuck, dude.
No, no,
Because
he's
right
fine.
at the end
He,
there,
he
right at
stopped.
the
He
end.
just stopped. No, he stopped
Yeah.
talking because he
Yeah,
said
you
the
saw it at
future.
the end. Yes.
Okay, that was
Fine.
the end. It sounded like it cut
Yes.
off.
No, he's just like he looks like he's just sitting there, just like, well, yeah. He's like, I see you're a good person, or at least a somewhat decent person. You acting rude to everybody will get you nowhere, except alone. Just food for thought, you know.
He's watching you while he say all this, and then when you're done, he's like, "Is that all you were gonna say?"
It was just advice, man. Take it or leave it.
He turns back to his watch without saying anything.
Watch
I
him
pat
take this to his head.
I pat him on the back, cast guidance on him for the watch, and I'll go back to doing my own.
I just, it hurts me because he really doesn't talk, but he's holding back. He is holding back. He would have been meaner, but
Yeah.
he's just sitting there quietly.
I'm
Is
just taking
there,
my passive for the watch guru.
Yeah.
Roll a perception check, Beardrick, with guidance, so you can add a d4 to that.
Maybe get a 10. Try.
So is it just a 10?
And roll a d4 as well if you wish.
Oh, I have to roll a d4.
Yes.
7.
Oh my
He's
God.
distracted.
I feel like Bo. Can I roll insight to see if Bo noticed if he did piss him off by saying that?
I'm gonna say no.
No. Boo.
He looks pretty stone faced as ever.
Also, Tara, I sent you something.
Oh.
Ooh, woo.
Oh, okay.
Partway through the night, as things are going on, I'm actually just gonna DM this real quick. Here.
What are you gonna send me?
You to mark that off on your sheet.
Oh.
If you don't have the thing up, I'll add it for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put it on. Hold on.
Okay. I'm not sure how that would work.
It'll tell you. There we go. Turn that on. And then once you just do that, it'll show you exactly what that does. So you see it there? Should be in the middle. Yep.
Oh, okay.
So you can describe that as you wish.
Oh,
His
okay.
reactions and stuff. You can describe his reaction.
Oh, okay.
He's a very
Well,
perceptive boy, so he would notice. So
he
I'll
would.
give you a
just-
chance.
I feel like if it's anybody else, they would not have noticed it, possibly.
It depends on their perception roll, and most of them might, but with you, I'm just saying, go ahead and describe it.
I guess you kind of hear a small cough, and if you look over, he's like, it's like you can tell he's kind of hunched just a little bit, and he almost looks in pain a little, but he's not saying anything. He's obviously trying to fight something, and that's it. He's not doing or saying anything else. After a moment, I think it passes, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Hey, Beatrice, you okay?
he kind of stiffly nods.
Hey, Beatrice, you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
You want me to ask it again?
He glares at you really bad. Like, bad glare at you. He doesn't, he normally kind of has, like, sour face and stuff, but, like, this is a very pointed, mean glare.
You can
As
glare
in,
at other
back
people in the
off.
party. You can glare at other people in the party and they'll get scared. I'm sadly not.
Can I intimidation roll with that glare, or what?
Intimidation versus insight.
Inside, then I have advantage, technically.
Why? Oh, because you're halfling, right?
I have the ability
Yeah.
called Brave, girl.
I know. Yep.
And does that mean I would have disadvantage on that?
No, you just roll a straight roll. He just has
Okay.
advantage.
Not good.
You DM rolled it, but that was a 19. So
Oh,
Ooh.
good.
He's getting a little scared.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's scaring him. He's gonna consist. He's staying like he's doing the same
you
thing.
just can't approach Verdrick.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I need to. He
Well,
might
no, I don't.
actually-
It doesn't give me the frightened effect, does it? That have to be an ability to give me the frightened effect. I could be intimidated by him, but the only way to give a frightened effect is like if you're an actual fucking dragon, or if he's a conquest paladin, which he may be. But that'd be more of an effect. That'd be a wisdom save instead.
Wasn't it? It
It's
wasn't
more.
safe.
It's more of just like you're intimidated,
Yeah.
so you're
I'm
gonna
definitely
approach the
intimidated
matter
by him.
very lightly.
Yeah. He just says, "I'm not gonna cower before you." Like, that's another thing is you always try to scare your party members. Real interesting.
Do you say anything else?
About 20 minutes later, you go, "Hey, Beardrick, you okay?"
He's like, drop it or else.
Oh, I need to roll something because the urge for Butters to say "or else what" is through the roof. What do I roll for this?
Please don't pick a fight with it.
What did I say?
Please don't.
25.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right, because the urge for out characters Butters to say "or else what" is like through the roof, dude.
That's better though. Bo is, more patient.
He just goes, "Don't threaten the party, please. It's not kind."
He takes a very controlled sigh, and he gets up, and he goes to walk a little.
Fire and ice. And Bo just sits there.
He does not like that. He does not like this at all.
That's fair.
Does
you're-
Oh no, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Does what?
Oh no, I was just gonna say he probably just takes a little walk for I don't know how long the rest of this watch is.
Not too long. By the time you're getting back to camp, the sun is beginning to crest in the horizon.
Okay.
Very faintly, but you're able to look over and be like, yeah, now's about good as time as any to wake everyone up.
He's gonna leave it to Bo. He's
I think
immediately
that-
gonna start packing his stuff. And
As everyone's
breakfast or
sleeping, he goes,
whatever.
"Hey." As you're packing and everybody's still asleep, right before he'll wake everybody up, he goes, "Hey, I love you." And he'll
What
just
do you
wake
say?
everybody up after that. He says, "Hey, Virgil, I love you," and he'll wake everybody up after that.
He's ignoring him.
All right. So everyone is awakened and able to freshen up, ready themselves for the day, and make your way over to this village. Which entering the village, it's not very big. It is mostly wooden construction with thatched roofs. There's no like welcome to sign or anything like that, so you have no idea what the name of the town is until you actually ask someone. But the people there look a little bit tired. Some of those who are waking up, like the people who are shopkeepers, they just look tired. I'm looking around, getting everything set up, and just like looking over the sun, like it's too early in the morning for this. Not a lot of people are awake by the time you get there, but more so are waking up and getting a start on the day and moving about place to place. You see kids heading over to a school area where they can begin their learnedness. There's the sound of a hammer on an anvil. The grinding stone sound of a potter's wheel as you see a person getting clay worked in to begin making some kind of pottery. Looks like probably bowls or something like that. And overall it looks like a very quaint, quiet little city. I keep saying city, village, town. It's a village. Hey, stick with one and roll with it. Sorry. So what are you doing?
I guess it'd be best to find like an inn or something first, right? Drop our stuff at, including the cart. Are we staying the day, or are we going right through?
Are you?
I imagine we should just keep going if this isn't our stop.
What is our final stop? Do we know? Does anyone hear me?
I hear you. I have no idea where the other ones are.
Where is everyone?
I'm confused as well.
What's happening? Sorry.
Are you okay, NPR?
Yeah.
Yeah?
What was? Yeah, I'm fine.
I said you guys had entered the village.
Okay.
Mad's muted, I know that.
What's Frederick doing?
He's leading the cart, and he was asking if you guys were staying in here, if you guys were leaving through, or where your final stop in here was.
Yeah, what is our final stop?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh,
We didn't know you'd left. You have entered the village, by the way.
I said we were back. Also, what the hell is with the wisdom save?
Oh, to prevent himself from saying,
Oh, yeah.
what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, no, Virgil said you stop, drop it or else, and that was for me to say, make a wisdom save for Bo not to say or else what.
You could have fucking destroyed him on the spot. I'm glad he didn't.
I'm pretty sure it's hard to do that, or surprisingly hard to do that for Bo.
Anyway, we entered town though, and do we know what our final stop is? Did we get like a specific town in mind or anything?
We don't have a final stop. We've just been. So the final stop is when we catch them.
Okay, so I guess we're probably gonna stick in town for a little bit to see if anyone knows about the nobles again.
Yeah.
Okay. Then would it be best if we like put the cart up somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Oh, my phone. Stomach.
I guess we should do that then.
I'll start asking around town.
Okay.
I am very pointedly leaving the party as soon as I possibly can to go.
Oh,
ask
that's not
by
gonna be
myself.
soon.
Okay.
He wants to be separate from everyone. He's kind of obviously in a pissed off mood than normal.
Um,
Oh, sweetie.
Khalil would ask, like, why are we why are we here? Why aren't we keeping going?
We're asking for the nobles, sweetie. Remember when you distract them?
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Once Beatrice gets about 30 feet away, Arcus materializes on your shoulders with a little note.
Oh my god.
Very.
What does-
He's not on your shoulders. He's like walking right next to you because he's also a small creature. He knows you're strong enough to hold him, but he like bumps up against you as a dog. He's being careful. His creator, might forget sometimes, but he's a smart little pupper. He bumps up against you.
It's a village. No one believes what the locals say.
Motions to you with the note.
What does the note say? I will.
It legit just says, we'll talk later because your ass looks so angry it's about to combust.
But looks more contemplative today, by the way. Like, less smiley and bubbly. More contemplative.
He crumples the note up and throws it wherever. He continues on. Is there a church in town or anything?
I need to pray.
I need to pray this anger away.
Lord, give me wisdom, because if you give me strength, I'll smack a bitch.
Roll an investigation check, and don't forget about the thing that I mentioned to you before. So
Yeah.
that means
Okay.
that is as it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Where's investigation? There it is.
Did you turn it up? There you go. Okay. Looking around town, your mind's just all over the place, and you keep walking around as Arcus is just kind of walking next to you, looking at you, just like, okay, all right, just walking next to you, and you walk around a few times before you finally are just like, oh, look, where is this place? And someone just kind of like raises a finger and points to the building you're standing literally right next to, and just like, you mean that church right there?
He just Thank you. He walks
He's
right
so
into
upset.
Okay.
He's so
He
upset.
is so distracted.
Lewis, watch over you.
He
That's
he
weird.
doesn't even say anything back. Yeah.
Yep. So there's a church for you to look into.
Yeah.
The Church of Lewis. Roll a religion check, just because.
Oh.
Yeah. Obviously, same thing. Okay. You're not thinking too straight. You're like Lewis. It like clicks in the back of your head for a second. Then it's just like, I just need to go into a temple.
Yeah.
So walking in, there is a priest there. Looks to be a fairly young woman who looks to have a very stern expression on her face. But when she sees you enter, she kind of like seems to relax very slightly before like sterning up again. Like, no, I need to keep my composure. May we be of assistance to you today, good sir?
Is Arcus still near me?
He's walking right
No.
next to you. He just sits down,
I would've-
tail wagging.
I would have told him to go.
I would have called it back after he gave the note. Hell.
He
Oh,
huffs and
okay.
leaves.
He was just supposed to. He was just supposed to deliver the note. What? He's stalking you.
Yeah. He doesn't want to be followed. So
Yeah, he'll leave before you enter the temple then and head back.
okay. Beardrick is just like he's just like hello. He seems a little out of it. What was his last name? I'm Beardrick Ironwatch. Of the what is his fucking god again?
I imagine like he's like saying this as he's like trying to think through, just like
What is my fucking god? God damn it! You have his holy symbol on your like armor. That's what makes it so great. Because you can literally just look down and know.
Yeah. What? How do you phrase it exactly? Marching under the banner of Zeus. Is that how it is?
Yes, I march under the banner
Okay.
of Zoo.
Okay, he says as much then.
Mhm.
And he's like, I only wanted to ask if there was somewhere quiet I could pray for a little while.
The light of the sun always watches over us. There's plenty good places. Come, brother, and motions for you to kind of follow.
He does.
You notice that this building, by the way, like even with your anger and everything else, this place is quite very nicely made. It's got stainless, that polished colored glass that's around a. I'm trying to remember what the actual glass is called, but it's like
Do
a
you mean stained glass?
stained glass. Thank you. It's a stained glass window that has the form of a woman with the colors of a rainbow surrounding her. She is just clear glass with some white to it as well, but the rest of it is like in a rainbow that leaves like a rainbow circle with a humanoid form where the light spreads out, which so there's a few of them. They're in various different poses and postures and whatnot, but it's very well done. Whoever did this clearly took the time to do so in such a way that makes it feel very open and inviting. And she eventually takes you to one of the areas. You actually go up a flight of stairs into the second floor area, where there's one where you actually see several other gods with stainless steel, like a stained glass mural that is just almost like the complete wall is made of glass.
Wow.
And there's multiple different gods that are laid out here. One of which you recognize just kind of off of the images you've seen before of being Zu himself.
Ah, that makes me feel better then.
We are aware of travelers, and our people have had time, and when one of the glass blower's sons was younger, he's actually quite a talented man himself now, but he had too much time on his hands, and he would get himself caught up in thickets and in picking out plums where he shouldn't have been. But his father found a way to garner his attention and his time with something better, and he actually is the one who helped make this. She motions to the entire wall. I never expected him to actually finish an entire wall, but it is good to have many gods represented and to show that we do remember and appreciate them, even in a small place like this. Please, by all means, take your time. I will be downstairs. If you need me, my name is Sister Nanaya. Or Nanaya. I will spell that out for you.
Thank you.
Nanaya.
There it is. He nods and he's like, "Thank you."
She gives a little half bow and takes a few steps off, pauses, and then takes not steps towards the stairs. She takes the steps kind of off to the side, pulls out some incense, kind of sets it down next to Zu, lights it, and gives you a little nod before walking away.
So nice. I'm gonna. I'm guessing it's just a wall, right? Is it okay? Is it normal to just sit on the floor?
If you want to sit on the floor, you can.
Okay,
She's not
just
stopping you. She's going downstairs to leave you to your ruminations.
Okay. I guess he's just gonna like sit. I guess he has a prayer book, so read through his prayer book and maybe pray, do some praise a little. I don't know.
Okay. You can absolutely spend your time there.
Yeah,
Be
he's
right
just gonna be doing that. He's trying to like de-stress over here.
Understandable. So you will be in the second story of the Luos Temple doing that. For everyone else, what are you guys doing?
I'll tap Nivara on shoulder. Beatrix upset with me. God, is Paris not here again?
Did Paris do the I'll be back thing again?
Without saying I'll be back. She's the worst Terminator.
Paris, no.
She would terminate someone and then the next day just be like, I terminated them. Did you at least say, you've been terminated? No. I did. I said it. Did you really? Yes. Do you not believe me? The worst Terminator. Oh no. Paris! Oh, she's typing.
Oh,
Give
this
me a
is me.
second, mouse. Oh, okay.
I am making my notes. I'm sorry. I've
No,
been
you're
slacking. Oh god, this tea's killing me. I need to go get some medicine.
Go do what you need to do for a second.
Yeah. Did everyone disappear?
No, I'm still here.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I am back.
Oh, there you are. Hello.
He also did not say he was going to be right back.
I did.
If you did, I
I
didn't hear you.
did.
Type it out so that we can have proof.
Tut tut tut.
You tut me.
I'm joking. What's happening?
Virdrick has gone to the Temple of Luos to distress himself, and we were getting back to you guys, but we're waiting on Naivar to get back because Bo wanted to immediately just kind of tap her and say some stuff, but we'll get to her as soon as we get you guys back with Naivara. While you guys are doing that, I can give a kind of an overarching explanation of the village again, because you weren't here when you heard the explanation of the village, if I remember right. Or did you hear the explanation of the village?
No, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like it.
The village, as I mentioned when you entered, you can immediately see that it's not a huge place, but it's got wooden walls, it has thatched roofs. The majority of the buildings are only single story, although there are various areas in the city that are two-story places, probably places like inns, places that have businesses that have your housing on the second story rather than the first. Some churches have it. But with your passive perception, you actually can see the mural of gods, which are mostly the major gods from what you can distinguish once you get a little bit closer. You can't tell what they are from a distance, but you do see one of the buildings having just a wall of glass that is done in a colorful, very artistically done manner.
He'll definitely go look at all of them because I assume he doesn't know many of them.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right.
Well,
So Bo did tap you, Paris. And he just kind of Bo just tapped you and went, "Yeah, Beardrick doesn't like," or he's kind of mad at me right now.
He's mad at everyone.
No, specifically me.
Oh, you pressed him, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, it's fine. Give him a day or two. He'll go back to his normal self.
He was also in pain in the watch.
Hmm?
He was in pain, like he looked very uncomfortable, like he got hurt, just sitting.
Yeah, I need to ask him about something earlier as well about that.
Yeah, I told him that he needs to stop being so rude to people, and I don't think he appreciated it.
Oh no.
I told him that if he didn't stop being rude to people, he'd end up alone.
Well,
Wouldn't
it's not a lie.
Well, I'm not too scared of the man, personally. He's intimidating, I'll give him that, but intimidating people doesn't get you everywhere.
Are we all hearing this?
Yeah, no, he's
all
saying this
together.
openly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I assume they might have been whispering or something.
No, Bo doesn't whisper.
He's open.
Okay.
Bo doesn't talk shit behind people's back. He's fine with saying it open.
He talks shit straight to the face.
If he has
Yeah,
a problem,
Khalid.
he'll let them know.
Khalil would kind of pitch in, so to speak, and say, "Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I don't know why he doesn't like me or anyone.
Actually, he likes you.
What?
You follow orders.
I think he might tolerate me. He's about as good as
I
I'm ever
think
going
we
to
should
get.
hold an intervention for him.
If we hold an intervention, he will literally smite us.
Why is he here?
I'm-
Like,
No,
um,
I realize that he never said Ixius did anything, so we technically don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Why are
I
wait, why is
like
everybody scared of him smiting you?
I'm not. But yeah, he doesn't seem to be enjoying his time here. So why is he here?
He said
He
that
could-
after we were done with this, he was leaving.
I mean, to be fair, he said that last time as well, so I'm wondering if this is just a case of he likes us and he doesn't like it.
It's just he needs to stop treating you guys like I'm used to people treating me not great, but like if y'all have been together for such a while, then I don't understand why he's treating y'all like that.
I feel
I
like
feel
we
like
should
this
all
is an
confront him.
intervention for abuse victims.
Pretty much, dude.
I feel like we should all have a talk with him.
Oh no.
Navarra's sitting here as the warlock, sitting here just like, why?
She's doing the
No.
I have concerns face.
Right, basically. Just,
I kind of like living.
Why are you guys like? Why are you Navarra? Why are you scared? Like,
is it a crowded area?
It's a village area where there are people walking around. I imagine you're
it
talking so the
just 'cause-
group can hear, not
is it
everyone.
just because of your powers and what he is?
He is a paladin who can turn his entire order against me. His word means more than mine.
That doesn't mean you should. That doesn't mean you should be scared of him.
Exactly what that means.
No,
I mean,
because then you're not
You know,
friends.
you survived. You survived this long onto the radar.
I survived this long because the only paladin that I have ever been with was an ancient. They don't care about this.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be allowed to like keep you under this kind of abuse. You need to stand up for yourself.
If you guys want to talk to him, it's fine. I will back you up.
I mean, he basically said that if I didn't
I-
shut up last night, he was gonna attack me. So, like, I'm fine with getting
I mean, I'm bigger than him by like twice his size.
She technically 3 times the size.
Well, I don't know.
Probably.
I also have a bigger thing than him.
Big weapon beats tiny weapon.
Wait, here's the thing. I don't want to attack the man. He's not an awful person.
I
He's just-
know, but like,
He's a bully. It's the easiest way to say it.
yeah, it's
Oh,
it's not very nice.
The irony being is the one who is saying this is the one that he hasn't been rude to, I think, at all.
Well, yeah, but she's concerned about everyone else.
No. I understand why she's saying it. I'm just laughing at the irony.
I imagine Zadim's driving the cart.
We're still in the
Yeah,
car.
pretty much.
I mean, you guys didn't say you left the cart yet.
I was gonna investigate the fucking group as soon as we got to town, but this is fine. I ain't gonna walk.
Yeah,
We gotta put the cart somewhere.
yeah. You guys said you guys were going to go to an inn. But speaking of which, Zadim, since you're apparently not talking and the one investigating here, roll an investigation check to look for an inn.
Oh my god.
Alright, let's see.
Loading.
Oh man. One of the people I follow went on.
What?
One of the people I follow and enjoy their art went on
Oh.
hiatus.
Well, they gotta take care of stuff in their life.
I
It
know.
happens.
No worries.
Can I have advantage or
Arcus can't help.
Marcus is on his way back.
God damn it.
So, like, I'm worried about.
yeah, you're asking man with
Yes, I know.
Nadim, what is your opinion on this?
I believe the man more than likely has his reasons for being as prickly as he is, but it does make it a little difficult to deal with him sometimes.
I just think we should hold an intervention. It's so we don't have to lose him. We can
That's
still get
15.
our thoughts out there.
Okay.
I have to sneeze. It's stuck. Fuck.
No.
So how should we do intervention?
Oh my
As you're
God.
asking this, by the way, Zadim, you do notice off to the side that there is a tavern, which is called the Old Mill House. It has a little sign that looks like a mill house, essentially, but it's got the look and feel of a inn, because there's a little place out back for horses and carts, and it's got a bit of liveliness to it that some of the other buildings just don't have. Just so you're aware.
I will point that out and say,
How about this?
That works. I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Oh.
What
Uh-huh.
if Naivar, you get him to go into a room. Zadim is somehow hiding in there. People hide in like a closet or something. Hop out. I close the door behind y'all, and we all will sit down for an intervention like that.
I feel like that might overwhelm him and he'll just get angry and just stop talking.
Okay, can I offer
We need to
another
be, like-
suggestion?
Calmer about it.
Sure. What is your suggestion?
He does listen when we say we have something important to tell him. So
Does
he
he-
would potentially follow us. Every time that I've needed to talk to him, he does follow me. He doesn't just make me go away.
We just need to have. I feel like he's going on a dark path, and it's not a good path either.
Oathbreaker. I don't mind helping him. I'm just saying if we say we need to say something important to him, he tends to listen.
All right, then let's do that.
For the moment,
Why
we need
does
to gather
everyone
information.
do
Because
this?
you're a dick!
Why do you have to be such a problem, John?
I mean,
Child.
this is an opportunity to turn him around.
Exactly.
I mean, all things considered, he's still been slowly nicer and softer
In his own way.
lately. In his own ways.
Exactly. Yeah.
In small ways.
I'll only threaten to stab you twice a week.
Yeah.
It's like the assassin rogue with a compulsion to attack people.
It's like he
See,
only
I-
ever threatens if he's actually really pissed off.
I can't click it. Oh god.
Uh,
I'm going to get some information, you guys, alright?
All right.
I'll hop out the cart
Oh.
and start.
I'll come with you.
Alright.
okay. So do you
I'll head to
hop
that
out?
mural thing.
Hmm?
I'll head to that mural thing. Let's all meet back at the old mill thing.
Alright.
So you guys head to the tavern first? The inn? Or are you just looking around the city in general?
It's a general check. So, just asking around if we've seen, like, some nobles. Or some people that look a little bit. Hang on, let me open my notes to give a proper description.
Mm-hmm.
Ew, I'm feeling.
Okay.
I just look down at my foot and it's like, oh, it's that time of summer again. My feet are fuck. Dude. Don't lag now. Okay. What the fuck? Okay, so the description that I was given was group that have been appointing titles. They're unnaturally graceful like elves, but they aren't elves. And apparently they were going over, or potentially going over, the Colossi path.
Okay.
That was the most description I got on these people.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check or investigation check.
Oh god, you know I'm rolling fucking persuasion. I have a much better chance. Wow!
Okay.
Well, that's enough to steal something from a god, so I assume that might be.
That's me flicking you on the nose through space and time because you're all great people, but at the same time, stop that.
It's enough to seduce a god, but not quite steal his shit.
Wow.
That being said, Naivara, you got a pretty good feeling. And as you're going around this town, you actually do find out the name of this town as well as the start of this. This is called the Crawl Crest, where it's a higher point, and you can actually see why when they point out that this is supposedly the highest point of the Colossi's path. So it is next to the crest of it, and they figured that building a town here wouldn't be a bad idea at all. The Colossi path actually used to end shortly near the town before the Colossi actually, over the last couple hundred years, has actually pushed a little bit past it, which is why it's now where it is now. They're okay with that. They're still fine with the city being named as it is. As you're asking around for these people, there's a few people who at first are kind of just ignoring you just for a second, and then another person behind them will be like, I mean, when you're talking about something like that, I mean, wouldn't say we necessarily saw anyone claiming to be nobles or anything like that, but there was graceful people who've been through here before. Just kind of nice looking folk. Didn't appear to be elvish or anything. Looked to be like, I suppose you could call them your standard folk, standard fare.
Did they look like they could be nobility?
Some of them look like they could be. One of their people didn't, I wouldn't say necessarily look like they could be nobility so much as they just look big.
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 Describe this big person for me.
Blue. Kind of
Blue?
pale. Yeah. He was part of their entourage, I suppose you could call him. Really messy black hair, kind of looked like it was hanging over their face, really wild looking. It was done up back, really nice in the back, but kind of in the front it was just kind of hanging over their face.
Isn't it supposed to be business in the front, party in the back?
Is that a saying?
She looked at Kalir, she said that. Kalir doesn't know. I'm aware. Don't worry.
He kind of looks confused at you. He's like, what? I mean, I think I've seen some people like him before. They're more on the north side of the Colossi path, though. More up in... well, they're not Goliaths. Nah, they're not in the northern mountain range. No, they're... Firbolgs? Well, at least that one person was. The rest of them weren't like him. He was the only one. But a Firbolg amongst them, he kind of stands out, so... I don't know, it's kind of weird. He had this big old hat on that, covered all of him, and he was wearing all this really, shaded clothing. Didn't really look like he was, having a great time, but they came in close to nightfall.
Does any of that description tick any boxes in my head?
That's ticking some boxes in my head.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Large hat that covers him almost entirely, shaded clothing, especially since it's starting to get to spring.
That's not. Ooh, that's ticking some boxes.
The dudes that were here, please just remember.
What is it in your head that it is ticking?
In my head, technically, it sounds like it had a disguise potential to me.
Okay.
But
I mean, I'm not gonna say
you're wrong.
I'm not saying you can have to roll anything about that. That's you're adding 2 + 2 together. That's
Guru, am I right there?
Did you follow
Are we
her,
all-
or did you?
Yeah, I think we were all investigating. We parked the cart, put our
Okay,
put
but-
some of our stuff
I
away.
see.
Did you guys get a room to be able to park your stuff, or did you just park it and start roaming the town?
Dude, I
Did
jumped on
we-
the cart before we hit the inn.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yes, that's
Never
what I'm
mind
saying. So she and Kalir are off the cart doing this.
All right, I'll go be the responsible adult and get us a room.
Appreciate it.
You
Right,
and Bo
so
are
what did-
getting that.
What did Nivara see?
You're with her, and you're listening to this person give a description of some of the people who are.
So
What was that, Butters?
Oh, here we go again. No!
Butters, no.
Butters.
Butters. No.
No.
Also, Tara, did you see my message?
Huh? Where? What?
In.
Bo left as well. He went to look at the mural. That's right.
Chat.
Yeah,
Oh.
yes,
Oh.
Deem is the only one getting the room
Responsible
for
adult in
everyone.
This party.
Yes, whereas the other two jumped off to go look around for the nobles. Bo went off to look at the mural, and Virdrick is currently AFK for you guys. But yes, that's the information you've been getting, and the guy kind of shrugs. He's like, I mean, the other people. I mean, they were all really good looking. I mean, I suppose, and it seemed nice enough, but I don't know. Someone just kind of weird. Like, I don't know when they
In your
left.
last words, describe how you think they were off. I'm guessing that's what you're trying to say.
They were dressed too nice. Like we're simple folk. Like he pulls on his clothes, which is probably made from like wool or cotton. Like this is what we are expecting of people. Like granted, we get plenty of people who come out occasionally and they'll be wearing like armor and such like that. But you know, there was this one of them who did have armor on, and I suppose he was meant to look, you know, polished and whatnot. He was wearing like I think of some kind of breastplate, and I suppose he could look like
Do
a
you remember
guard.
what the breastplate looked like?
Breastplate?
Anything specific on it?
Nothing coming to mind. It was plain and steel. No sigil or anything I could think of. He was wearing a cape though. Kind of like a dark blue with a. I don't actually remember if there was a symbol on the back. Huh. Might have been. And then there was the gentleman that the lady was leading, who was dressed in like I swear I didn't touch it, so I don't know for sure. But that did not look like cotton to me. That looked like some kind of like. Have you ever heard of satin? I think it might have been, but I can't say for sure.
I bought satin fabric. It's literally taped to my back, essentially.
And he's just like, yeah, that's what I think it was. But again, I didn't get a feel for their.
That's high maintenance for someone traveling.
I know, right? I mean, they were in like a carriage and whatnot. You know, one of those cover top carriages that lets you stay shaded from the sun because you're like, oh, I'm too precious for the sunlight. You can't go work out in the field like the rest. Spits off to the side, and they kind of looks at you just like, sorry, my wife told me I need to quit that habit. But yeah,
Were they pale?
kinda. I mean, they didn't look like they had much sunlight, because, I mean, you know, they were in a carriage. They've probably been riding for a while in a carriage, so I'd imagine. Got really cloudy when they came into town, too.
Oh, Lord.
Like, it was like right before they came into town, they got cloudy. It was like spooky. He kind of chuckles, just like,
Can you remember anything else about them?
About them? Not particularly.
Alright. If there's anything else that comes to mind, I'll be staying at the Old Mill Inn, or the Old Mill House.
Oh, cool.
Please
I
help
mean, there's
me.
some people who've been going up missing, so if
Hello?
you find them, we'd be appreciative.
Missing.
Hello?
Yeah, welcome back.
Hello?
I've been here the whole time, and apparently no one could hear me.
Now
Oh
you
no!
Oh Fuck.
I've been like speaking and everything.
I hate when it
I'm
does that.
sorry.
Sorry, dude.
What'd you say?
I said I asked like
Okay.
what did you catch what the lady looked like? Like any particular details?
Strong features. She looked like she could kick your ass. She was the one wearing the breastplate.
Oh, jeez.
Oh dear.
Oh, boy.
He's over here like a kid that's like hand raised in class trying to give the correct answer, but the teacher won't talk.
You're fine, man. I'm glad you asked that question. It makes some more alliteration that I hinted at. But yes, the female was the one wearing the breastplate. The male was the one wearing the satin.
If you can think of anything, come find me there, if you would please.
Yeah, I mean, besides what I mentioned before, just some people gone missing.
Claire, I have an idea. Come with me.
Take care.
Thank you.
You too.
You're welcome.
As I head to the cart, I'm gonna be ritual casting speak with animals.
Okay.
I would have figured I would have gotten a room at this point.
By this point, yes. So you're getting one room?
No, like rooms.
How many?
It's plural. Well, probably one for myself and Bright Eyes, and maybe Bo if he wants to sleep.
You're getting a room for Bright Eyes to sleep with you, not out with the animals? Okay.
Well, I don't know how big she is, because
She's
typically
still
that's
a
how.
medium-sized creature, but
To be
she's
fair,
an
there's
animal.
also the slight fear that she might eat something.
No, she's smart enough not to do that.
Yeah,
Can I
she's
be
very
heard or
smart, but
no?
they don't know that.
Yeah.
Just
I'll.
from your
Wait.
coin purse, figure out how many rooms you're getting, and it's a
Yeah.
silver piece per room. They're not huge rooms, but per
They're
room you're
rooms.
getting, they're able to fit at least at most around 3-4 people.
Can I be heard or no?
Yes, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
You can
you're
hear you
good.
good.
I
Okay.
can hear you.
I was gonna say before Bo left, he goes, "Oh, and Zadine, I'm gonna go ahead check out the mural with all the gods on them. All right."
Just so that
Alright.
it's known where he is.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Also,
I'll say it
I'll
after.
give you this, and he gives you a shell, a very large shell. It has writing on it. You said you want to. I think earlier before you said you want to know a little bit about my god. That's some loose information. It's like a pamphlet, but I made it myself on some shells.
Boy, this
Alright.
proficiency.
I will look at this when I have a moment.
All right. Just wanted to give it to you just in case you were curious about anything without having to ask.
Thank you.
All right.
And then it'll go hop out the cart.
All right. So you
Yeah,
have made your way to the mural. Zadim has gotten rooms, and those two are heading back to the cart.
Before I head back to the cart,
Yes.
I want to ask this man about the people who've gone missing, and I'm asking him: A, did something happen last night? Someone went missing, and B, how long has it been going on for?
So, went missing last night?
I don't know if anyone went missing. I was camping out close enough to see this town because I did not want to travel at night. And I noticed that a few places grew weirdly dark and then lit back up.
Like, he looks visibly concerned.
Well, you said people have gone missing, so I was worried.
Now I'm worried because I didn't know people went. Did people go missing? How do you know people went missing? He's like squinty.
You said people went missing!
Yeah, I know. I said that, but I didn't say last night. I didn't even know people went.
I'm asking
I gotta ask
if
my
anyone
wife.
did.
I don't know.
Okay, then
I said
they
that.
probably didn't.
I
probably didn't then.
asked if people went missing last night.
I don't know either. That's why I asked you.
You're freaking me out. I asked this, and suddenly you're asking if people went
Okay.
missing last night
Put her hands on
specifically.
his shoulders. Calm down. Deep breath.
Look,
Breathe
I'm
with
just
me.
worried that I'm gonna go missing next. I don't want to go missing.
I promise you that you will not go missing for a long while, okay?
He kind of makes like a. I hope so.
How long has it been since the last person went missing? And when did they start?
I'd say about 2 weeks ago. Give or take. Maybe a little longer.
Is there any sign of what happened to them potentially, or anything like that?
blood, but no bodies.
All right. Do you know when it started?
You asked that already.
Okay. So it started 2 weeks ago?
Give or take.
Okay, my bad. I thought you said that was the last time a person went missing.
No, the last time a person went missing was about a couple days ago. I misunderstood you apparently. You asked when the last person. That was a couple days ago last time, reckon.
And the old blood there, but there were no bodies?
Yeah.
Alright. Thank you for your time, and then I'm going to immediately beeline to Spartacus with ritual casting and speak to animals.
Kalia is gonna like she's catching up there, and she's gonna say a few things. Firstly, what did you want to do? What were we doing?
Something doesn't sit right with these nobles, and something doesn't sit right with these disappearances. I'm going to ask Spartacus if he can smell any undead.
Okay, I mean, there was the guy, the man that told us that we should get like messed up in their troubles, but I'd like to help people.
Well, he said to make sure that we knew that these people wanted our help for something that was actually needed and not just useless.
Fair enough.
These are just villagers
What?
getting messed up by something.
Where did they go missing? Did you see like what places? Because we could just like go in there.
I would rather see if Spartacus can sniff out anything before I barge into people's places.
Okay. Well, we could get Spartacus to look in for us. I don't know.
We'll see if he can smell anything. If he can't, then, well, we'll just have to keep asking around.
Alright.
Color's gonna ritual cast detect magic.
Okay.
And I have to be right back real quick because Mom bought food. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
So while you're walking, I can do the detect magic because it'll be something she can have going off before you guys get back to speak with Spartacus with her doing that. So you ritual cast detect magic, and it's 30 feet, right?
Yeah.
Within that 30 feet, you're keeping your eyes open, keep your eyes peeled. Walking down this street, as of right now, keeping your eyes open, keeping yourself focused. As of right now, at the very least, you have not yet seen or sensed anything that is magically inherent in nature, which does make sense as this is a smaller village. If it had perhaps someone of magical nature besides clergymen, medicine people, people who might actually know magic, that might make sense. But just within the bounds of what you're looking for as you're walking around along, you said it's about 10 minutes that stays up, right? Or is that more?
Yeah. She will recast it every so often.
Okay. Even with recasting it, it remains about the same. At least for the time being.
Guru, real quick.
Yes.
So 3 silver for 3 rooms, but how much for stable?
Stabling is also a silver for
Okay.
both animals. Which, if you're
Okay.
keeping Bright Eyes in your room, it's not an extra silver, but he's going to have your room cost an extra silver just in case of damages.
I will have Bright Eyes in the stables for now, just so she can start getting used to being in there.
She nods. Like when you explain it to her, she kind of like, it's like that putting 2 plus 2 together, kind of like, I'm kind of getting it, but
You are going to be very big once you hit your full growth potential. I don't want you at some point thinking you can walk inside into the room and then getting stuck in the hallway. It would be very inconvenient, very awkward for you.
kind of fluffs her feathers up, looking at you before kind of making this, kind of butts her head against yours gently.
Thank you.
I will at that point probably be putting Bright Eyes and Spartacus in the stables.
Okay.
See that?
So,
Why?
just waiting on Paris to get back.
Mhm.
Actually, in the meantime, Bo,
Yeah.
you head over to see the mural. But I want to make sure everyone can get their chance, and while we got some time,
No, the yeah.
uh,
Yeah, I remember me.
looking around and able to eventually see it in the distance, you're able to scurry your way over to this big old mural and looking up at it. It's quite pretty, and it is of a lot of gods that you're just looking at, and you're like, oh, gee, I'm not sure if I know most of these. If you want, you can roll a religion check to see which ones you do know.
I'm godlike at religion.
Yep.
Are you telling me you didn't give your cleric proficiency in religion?
I mean, my cleric isn't
Considering
proficient
the
in religion
background?
or nature.
No.
He's a nature cleric.
Yeah. I know, Guru. Don't remind me.
The fact that you guys think I'm an acolyte amuses me. I told you before, I'm a
That's what I mean.
didn't think
Considering
you were an acolyte, but I figured you might give him at least something to work with.
Why?
No, he doesn't know anything about religion.
All
He knows
right.
his God. He knows his God and his God alone.
Clearly, because he's looking at all these gods and is just like, these must be
these
some
nice.
fancy folks.
Yeah, look at some nice people. Nice people. What he's mainly looking for is
I'm back.
his God on there?
Make a perception check.
Welcome back.
20.
Looking
Filthy
them over,
20.
looking them over, just kind of passively looking between all the different murals and whatnot. You notice each of them has little objects that kind of like float around them. You don't know if those are gods or anything like that. There's a crab on there. You're like, hey, it's like, looks down at your arm, looks up at it. Maybe.
There's a crab on there.
It's near the feet of one of the gods, but again, nothing specifically to be like, yes, that is the goddess I am looking for. It's a crab.
Is there some like acolytes or like somebody nearby that looks like they work here or near here?
No one outside. Looks like they work here.
I'll walk in.
You see a woman who is, again, very stern-faced looking woman who, this is your first time seeing her, but she kind of looks at you. She gives you like a once-over and kind of looks at your arm just like you can hear a sharp like little exhale, just, just like, oh no. But she gives a little nod, just like seems to straighten herself up, trying to look, taller as she gives a little nod as she tries to soften her features for a second, but it's not working, and she kind of goes, good day.
I was wondering, is there any representation of a goddess Silek?
Silek.
Yes, Silek.
None on any of the murals we have. Minor deities were not part of the mural as it was created. Those were for the higher pantheon.
How much to get her on the mural?
It's not something that we would be able to add to the mural. It was created specifically for the major pantheon.
How much to get one made of some minor pantheons? There's many different guys that need all the that people would like to be have representation of that just don't get the representation.
She nods kind of slowly and just like, I do understand what you're saying. I'm not saying that it is a bad thing to wish for. What I would, of course, remind you of is that even with all the representation that we do in fact need for people such as the minor gods, that there are a number of them, and it would be perhaps a bit dangerous structurally. She kind of motions to the walls, like making an entire wall like the mural is, and making it for an entire, 2 walls, could be structurally unsound. But she makes a motion like, I can certainly ask and see. He's a very good man and may very well be willing to do more
There's a
for.
specific person.
There is a glassmaker. Him and his son have a little place that they've been working on. But the son himself was the primary maker of the mural itself. He actually went missing a few days ago.
So what I'm hearing is, if I save the son,
I can
there's a
say
chance.
nothing about whether or not that
May
will
I
be something.
speak to the glassmaker? Like, may I know where he's located?
Up the road, I'd say about. You have to just. He kind of gives you directions, basically up the road, down this way, towards another part of the village. It's
All right.
a half an hour's. Actually, not half an hour. Quarter of an hour's walk. Half an hour to get there and back.
Fair enough.
You can certainly speak with them and see if you can figure out what's going on with this.
Will do. Hmm.
May the light shine on you. She gives a little nod.
I don't know what that fully means, but you too.
It's the blessing of Luos, goddess of the sun. Goddess,
The
god.
son.
Little check.
Oh,
Yes, god of the sun.
interesting.
You're not aware of many of the other gods, are you?
Nope.
Fair enough.
I mean, were you aware of Psylek?
Yes.
Surprising. Not many people are.
I scrounge around for various bits of knowledge. It's my thing, I suppose you could say. I enjoy learning about the gods.
So what do you know about it? He puts his like little claw up to his chin, puts his elbow on the.
Oh my
desk or whatever.
god.
She is a goddess of collections, of gathering things, including those of gathering storms, which can both be gathering change or gathering of dangers and things which can bring good or bad, I suppose.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, she's
She's very kind.
I've heard that is one of the more prevalent sides of her. Most days you're not going to have a storm just sweep over and lay lightning upon the coast, but there are times when it says that her anger, when incited, can bring the
hold on
most
to-
horrible of storms. At least that's just what I've read. I hope I mean no offense when I say that.
I can tell when he's about to start glitching out because he'll use roll 20.
Oh no.
Oh.
Be good, Butters?
Butters, not again.
Are we buttery?
No!
Butters.
Buttery goodness.
Butters.
I'm gonna be right back real quick.
Yes.
Buttery. Yes. Alright, hello.
Yes.
Butters.
Hi, Butters.
Everything went wrong.
I can tell.
Are we still with my part, or we change?
We're still on you.
All right. So yeah, he just goes. Well, yeah. I've never seen her angry. She's always been very kind. Spoke always kindly. You might be confusing her with somebody.
Someone else named Silek. She kind of like stares at you with like this. Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you're getting the name mixed up. I don't know. I've never seen her angry like that, or how you're describing.
Another goddess named Silek of the
No,
gods
maybe
that
you're
I've.
just getting the names confused. You know, slip of the mind and everything.
She like gives you a squint, like she's like, "Are you accusing me of something?"
I'm not like saying that you don't know your God. I'm just saying maybe like you misthought or something. You speak that she has a bad temper, and I've known her for a while, and she's never shown really much of a temper with me.
Well, if you're in her favor, what use would there be for having her show her temper?
Everybody shows their temper if they have one eventually, even to the people you love.
Gods can be more fickle with when they show such emotions.
Well, to each their own. And he just walks off.
Oh my
No.
goodness.
And Paris said
Alright.
she'd be right back, and so she stepped away.
Oh,
Right as I
stepped
was
Must be a
away
lot
again?
of food.
Yes.
I'm casting something, so when she gets back, Guru, she's gonna hear a slight ringing in her head.
Okay. So we'll get to that in a moment if we can get her. Yay!
Where could she have gone?
Dummy thick. Sorry.
Squint.
I'm looking at Solid Snake right now, man.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm just waiting on her to get back.
Back.
There you are. There's a
There
ringing
you
in your
go.
head.
What
Very-
timing?
There's a what?
There's a ringing in your head.
Ow! Why?
One second.
I don't think he meant it literally.
Hey, Nivara! It's like, no, the phone call. Hey, Nivara. It's me, Bo. I learned a new trick. I'm looking for a guy that builds murals. Just so you are aware. See you later.
Just like that.
Somebody's learned sending.
That was more than 25 words.
I counted 25. I might have been off.
Oh. That felt like more than 25 words. How about that?
Felt like it because you got the suds. It's more like a whispering near your ear where it's in your head, but it's like he's like right in front of you, and you're like looking around like, "Oh, what? Huh?
She has a face that just reads, what the... K.
Do you respond?
But she
to
didn't
his
stop
message?
her.
Killer is like looking at her really weirdly, like,
Can I just
are
continue
you
with my...
okay?
Can I just continue my spell, like, after I respond, or do I have to start all over?
I'll allow it.
Because, like, this is the third time that she's had to cut it off. And I have to do this for 10 minutes!
Go ahead.
What's she doing?
He said he was looking for a man to build murals.
He's looking for a man that builds mirrors. Not
Oh.
murals, yeah, murals.
Murals.
Oh, okay. Be safe. Have fun. Why?
Click.
That's it.
She's very confused. I'm sure this is the first time someone's been in her head like that.
Yeah. That's a new. But you make your way back and you arrive at the inn and you head around back as Zadim's about to head out as you're going to go speak with Spartacus.
Where are you going?
I'm still chanting, aren't I?
You by this point,
Okay,
you're
if
finished.
she's still chanting,
you see,
okay.
you see her finishing her chanting for the ritual. Because it does last for 10 minutes. So.
There is something very fishy going on here, and I might be jumping to conclusions, but I'm thinking it might be the work of vampires. What was that noise?
You can hear from the barn.
I'll go into the barn.
I will
Spartacus
follow.
Spartacus is kind of like flicking his ears, just like tilting his head from side to side, just like, "Ah,
You're
I
alright?
cast Speak with Animals.
I don't like this place. This place smells like someone walked in here and just died.
Does it smell like the river?
Undead died?
Yeah, it
or
smells like the
just
river.
regular died?
Either
That's
that or some-
undead.
Either that or something was brushing up against another person who was like me, who was in this stall, and they smell bad.
That's what.
Can you pinpoint it?
I'm relaying this to Kalir because I'm not sure she has Speak with Animals right now.
She
Yeah.
does, but she has to
she
ritual
can
cast it.
cast.
No, she can just do it
I
at
can
will.
just.
Oh, she's doing. Oh.
It's special thing. Yeah, she'll cast it when she realizes people are speaking to Oscars.
Yeah, you see him like he's like looking like he keeps bumping around the place. Which it's big enough for him to like walk around, but you see him like sniffing at the hay, just like almost like a dog. Just like, man,
Is
this
it
hay
in
smells like someone who
there?
is touched by those walking people by the river. Man, those people by the river, they smell bad. This place, whoever was in here, man, they were some kind of scared. They must have been some kind of scared. It's been some kind of time. What? Yeah? What are you talking about? What?
What's the people by the river?
People
They
by the
were
river, They were people who
vampires.
were dead. They're bad.
He smells undead.
Cut
Can you?
his part of the barn and start like digs through the hay. Like is it
Hang
like the
on!
hay is the hay in a pile
It's
or is it just
scattered on the ground.
scattered all over the place?
Yeah.
Okay, right. If it was a pile, then I'd be looking through that pile.
Yeah.
Can you
No, it's scattered
pinpoint-
on the ground.
Okay.
Can you try and pinpoint the smell if we let you out?
I mean, I sure can try.
I will let him out of the stable and start letting him lead me essentially.
Yeah, maybe like where the hay came from or something. If you can smell that.
He is let out, and like I'm guessing you're not, bridling him or anything. You're just like following this horse.
She is following this horse, essentially. She's holding his reins to pretend, oh yeah,
So
I'm totally...
You are bridling him then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you put that back on. He's like, "Oh, I'm talking like this is gonna be a little difficult. I'm gonna try my best. Don't worry."
Just nod your head if you're getting closer to the smell.
I'll do my best.
Loki just realized that this talk had shut Spark. Wow.
That's just what?
I said Loki realized that this is how I can shut up Spartacus. Wow.
I mean, to be fair, he's still trying to talk around it.
He's still trying.
Yeah. And that's reminded me of the time when I was first, my man, he was trying to take me over to this place. We were trying to sniff out some of these people, and there were some people who were smelling kind of. That's
Is he
like the people-
focusing or talking?
He's talking, but he's like every now and then he'll pause. He'll stop talking, and be like, and then just like take a slightly different direction. He's walking it through the village at the moment, just like pause and just keep walking in a different direction slightly.
Is he going in circles?
No.
Okay.
In a seemingly focused direction, but he's like, yeah. And then there were these other people. They smelled like they were like brimstone or something like that. They smelled like they were sulfurs. They kind of smelled like the people that we fought back there. You remember on the other side of the mountain? Man, those people, they smelled some kind of rank. You remember those side of people?
They smell like devils?
I guess that's the name for them. They smell like sulfur. Like, that kind of, that like someone passed gas out and, man, sometimes when someone else does that, they smell some kind of rank and it's like, man, you smell like you some kind of rank. And they're like, yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ.
Spartacus.
Hmm?
25 words or less.
Shit.
Personally, I wasn't minding the rambling.
I look at Vanivara.
If you insight her, she's actually being truthful.
I mean, sure.
Over here. Walks over.
She rambles.
He pauses and he's just like staring at a building, just like.
You what?
He's standing in front of a building, stares at it, blows out some wind, and just keeps staring at it.
I'll knock on the window.
Yeah, it's
Or not the window, the door. Jesus Christ.
there's kind of a little pause. No one answers.
Does the door just open?
No.
It's locked. Son of a bitch. Is
Try
there
the door?
an... Yes!
It opens. It's not locked.
Hello?
I'll walk in.
Is anyone in there?
Looking into the immediate area of the first part of the room, currently no one's in there.
Does not. So I suppose nobody responds.
I'm assuming
Sure.
immediately. Like,
Hello.
Immediately what?
Hello.
yes, I'm assuming no one responds.
Yes,
Like
said no
in-
one responded.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you cut out because no one could hear you. I'm going to assume that I immediately feel a sense of danger or slight unease.
Khalil walks in.
If you feel a sense of
and-
danger or slight unease, that's up to you.
No, it's like a sense of something is not right.
Up to you.
Probably depends on how it looks as I walk in this fucking place.
I'll stay outside with Spartacus.
Kind of looks
I'll
over at you,
also
just like, I got a bad feeling about this.
I'll also Farkas.
You and me both.
Mm.
I have my I don't have anything out quite yet, but I have my hand on my light hammers.
I mean, if something happens and she truly gets horribly surprised and frightened, that there might be a missing wall to this hall. Excuse me, to this house.
If detect magic was like near ending or something, she would have recasted it before we
I think it
ended.
would have ended as soon as you cast Speak with Animals.
I don't think, are they both concentration spells?
Let me have a look.
Speak with Animals is not.
Then no, it would not
Then-
have broken any concentration between them.
Okay.
It's detect magic.
Detect
magic
magic is. Detect magic is concentration. Speak with Animals is
Right.
not.
Yeah. So she would recast it if it was near the end or something before we had entered.
And in your radius, nothing magical is popping up.
I turn to Nivara and I say, "Is this one of the places where the lights went out?"
Not in this area.
Not.
I asked Nivara, but
He's
I'm
giving
letting
me the
her know.
information you know that I would ask.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
She's just
right,
go-
right.
She just shakes her head. Mm-mm. No.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk deeper into the house, like towards. I'm gonna see if I can find the bedroom or a workroom, so like one of the rooms in a house that is more isolated.
Make an investigation check.
God, I want to get a metagaming pigeon out right now.
Okay. Looking around, this place is a faint dust in the air. Not necessarily like it's old or anything like that, but it's probably not been upkept for at least a little while. Looking around, place is quiet. Kind of silent. Almost got like it hangs in the air. Go into one of the other rooms and you see that one of the more private rooms appears to be the site of some kind of skirmish, some kind of tussle, where you can see there's a splash of blood across one of the walls. Nothing to indicate that there was like a body or anything that had lain on the room. In fact, there's no significant pooling of blood anywhere. It's just in various areas where you can just see that the place looks like something happened, but it wasn't recent. outside with Zadim. As you're looking this over, Zadim, you're
I'm
looking at
keeping
this.
an eye out
Are you looking
here.
on the building or outside the building?
Yes.
Then you would notice a woman just kind of like watching you. And just,
What?
Like talk to someone else and motioning over to you. The guy kind of looks at you for a second, looks over at her, and she makes a motion like, "Well, go on then." And he kind of makes like this. I don't wanna, but he eventually kind of seems like let his head kind of drop down, like, fine. He moves over and he kind of like looks both ways, like just like anyone else want to take it? No. As he walks over, kind of crosses his arms slowly. He's a broad-shouldered man, probably about as broad as you are. Kind of crosses his arms, looks you over real quick, just like
But how tall is he, Guru?
about your height, actually.
Excellent.
T-pose on it.
Not yet.
He crosses his arms and kind of steps up to you and just like, "Can we be of assistance to you, sir?"
That depends. Do you know who owns this house?
Owned this house. Person who was here died about 3 weeks back.
Hmm.
He was attacked by some kind of creature. Managed to clean up most of it and bury him. Shortly thereafter, we haven't had any problems since with his house. We haven't actually been able to bring anyone new to move in or anything. Is there some kind of problem here?
What kind of creature attacked him?
Thinking some kind of large cat. Sometimes they come out of the woods. Don't know for sure, of course. Markings on him were pretty faint, and he seemed to have fought back as best he could, but he had scratch marks up his arms and whatnot. And most things to have that are generally going to be the bigger cats.
Hmm. Fair enough. We are currently on the job for someone. We are looking into some strange happenings that have been occurring around these parts. So far, indeed, our search has led us here. If you don't mind me asking, did you know the person who lived here?
It's a small little area around here. People knew each other pretty well.
What can you tell me about them?
Decent enough fella. Guy was actually a painter. Worked well with some of the other guys here. Actually, he kind of motions off to the side where you can see the mural off, just barely cresting over a few of the houses. He actually was
Oh,
up to the
The mural that Bo was looking at?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
He's actually
Oh, man.
friends with the glass blower who actually made that. They were a pair of troublemakers.
Wait,
growing up.
what happened?
He helped the young man actually make that when the two of them kept getting into trouble, and Nanaya decided to bring a sense of order to him, since both parents had decided that they needed to get themselves in gear. They both
Wait,
actually did a
what
pretty
happened?
good job.
We can hear you, man. We can hear you.
Um,
Guru was explaining.
He said that he was saying that because the person whose house they're currently at died about 3 weeks back, and he was an artist who helped the glassblower who made the mural. Yeah, young Rendell was a good person, but we can't keep living on what has happened, and we don't need you. Kind of makes like a half motion backwards towards the woman who's just kind of like slightly squinting at you.
Of course.
His mother thinking that you're trying to stir up any kind of trouble, if you catch my drift.
Guru, does she look like a battle axe?
She looks like if you were trying to grind an edge against her, she'd cut you.
Nice!
She is not happy with you right now. Also,
Oh, that's
Rendell
cool.
is spelled like this.
That's cool. I'm not actually the one searching her son's house, so she has no business being unhappy with me.
She saw you walk
But
up with them, so she is absolutely
yeah,
glaring at you.
I know. I'm the only one to glare at right now. I will say to this man,
Was there anything odd that happened the night that Rendell died?
He died. That was
I'm
pretty odd for us.
Fair enough. But anything beyond that? Anybody coming or going?
Not that I can
Strange
think of.
weather, perhaps?
It was cloudy. This usually pretty clear at this time, and if it's cloudy, it normally rains, but it didn't rain, so that was about it for us.
I see. Thank you.
I want to get your friends out of there before she starts coming over there and smacking your arm and telling you to get.
Yes, I will retrieve my companions. Please give our regards and our condolences to his mother.
I'll do what I can. Just step 2. Got motions to you like quickly.
I nod. And as he walks back, I'll stick my head into the house and call out,
Whatever you're doing in here, I will get it done in the next couple minutes. The owners of this house, mother, is not happy with us being in here.
I'm back.
welcome back.
So,
Whatever you're doing in this house,
Oh my goodness.
you have 120 seconds to finish because the mother of the owner of this house showed up.
Oh!
She's gonna throw us the F out if we don't get.
I mean, we don't know that.
He
I
literally
just
leaned in
stuck
the
my head in
Oh,
the
okay.
doorway and hollered that at you. So you.
Okay,
You.
right. Well, Claire is gonna
Okay.
leave, but as she leaves, it's gonna say, well, the place looked abandoned and there's blood everywhere, so I just thought,
Not everywhere. Just one room.
oh,
That's what Naivara found.
I didn't think that it would have been owned by anyone anymore.
It was probably
Quick
left
search
to
of
his
the room.
family.
Any piece of cloth, any blows, any scratch marks, anything like that.
Roll another investigation check.
Can Arcus help me?
Sure.
Thank you, Arcus. Jesus Christ.
As you're looking around, you just because you can hear Zidane just like making noise, like "Come on, we gotta go." She's starting to look restless. You feel a thwack against the back of your leg.
Ah!
You see Arcus just kind of like make like a little motion with his head.
I'll move over to where he's gesturing.
You see that there's a few paintings that are kind of like situated like in order of being completed. The nearest one, as you get kind of closer to it, you notice that there's a very faint sheen to it, like it was glossed, like someone put something on it to preserve the painting. It's not still drying, but it's got enough to it that it looks like it was done fairly recently.
I will.
And pinned between that one and the one behind it is a piece of cloth.
I will take off the piece of cloth.
Right? He kind of makes a motion like, we gotta go.
I am booking it out of there.
He just, dog form, just runs after you. You see the woman, like, she's like getting ready to move over, and when she sees you guys leaving, she kind of like slowly leans back, just like watching you guys, just like, like her head, like her chin's tilted back, staring down her nose at you guys, just ready to go over there and rip you guys a new one.
I mean, she already explained herself there, so.
Doesn't mean she's not still upset with you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. What? Wait, how is she looking?
Angry.
She will take a deep bow. Ma'am, I'm very sorry to have disturbed the home. It's just that I want you to keep an open mind when I tell you this. Please,
My
if you
son
would,
died.
believe
I
me.
don't need reminders.
We're trying to find out who may have killed your son.
It was killed by a wild animal, and
She
we'll
holds-
move on
Divar
from
will hold
there.
up the claw.
She looks at it. Piece of my
We have a
son's
horse
cloth.
that can track undead, and he led us here. I don't think it was a wild animal that killed your son, nor do I think it's a wild animal that is taking other people, and I plan to try and solve this so that others will not end up more like you. I do apologize for the intrusion, though. That was very rude. We were a bit overzealous.
Roll a persuasion check.
Can I help?
19.
Oh.
Sorry.
She stares at you. Her face softens after a moment. It takes a full moment before she lets it. She kind of breathes out slowly, clearly frustrated. I don't
That
know
are
what you're
very-
talking about, and I don't rightly know if I should care. Just don't go back into that house. Kind of glances
Of course
down at your
not.
cloth and just like, then looks to your horse, and she kind of looks like she does not look like she believes you with that, but she's just like, whatever you do, don't hurt anyone. She turns and starts just kind of walking away. She like clearly just like I'm speaking to a crazy person. You kind of get that look from the way she kind of like shakes her head and just walks away.
Do I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, I'm talking to a crazy person, I'm gonna be crazier for believing it?
A little bit,
Good.
or at the very least, I'm crazy for accepting and not just chewing your ears off for going near my place.
I turn to Spartacus and I say, is there is there anywhere else you can smell death? Perhaps?
Maybe we
Any
shouldn't.
other trails?
Maybe we shouldn't go into other places without the paladin, so we can just say he has ordered to investigate. Oh,
Hmm.
Not a
Uh,
terrible idea.
I don't know if you just sort of get angry and impatient and want to go continue on with the Lord quest.
only one way to find out.
Okay.
Navarre takes a deep breath and like sits down to kiss the wall, like, oh god!
What?
She was ready for that woman to just pimp smack her.
If she laid a hand on you, I would have laid a hand on her.
No, she's a woman of grieving.
I would be more gentle, but I'd remind her that violence is not necessary.
I appreciate you protecting me. I just heard my mom make this weird laugh that sounded almost like a horn.
Wonderful.
I'll stand up and head back to the inn with Spartacus because I feel like that's all we're gonna get at the moment.
All right. So hopping over, Beardrick, how long do you spend praying?
Well, I don't know. He's gonna be out for a while. I'm not sure he's gonna do much questioning today.
Yeah, of course. Will you be heading back to the inn? That's my question.
He doesn't
I
know where
think-
the inn is, technically.
Yeah, that's the reason why I was asking.
True. I don't imagine it'd be too hard to figure out where they are. Just
There's a
ask a few
car
people.
parked very well. Yeah, no, the car's probably parked out front with the horse in the back.
Yeah, that or asking a few people where if they seen, caravan come to town or just go by the hotel.
Have you seen
Just
this
check out all the
menagerie of
inns.
morons?
Just check out all the inns until he sees the cart somewhere. I don't know.
Okay.
But he doesn't return until like much later, like
Okay.
night, almost night, pretty much.
Okay.
If we are waiting for Verdrick, then Kalir would, if Guru allows, do a little bit of tinkering with her mech plate.
Okay.
Oh wait, I finished the book. That's right.
Yes,
She'll begin to like kind of make I guess like a receptacle on the back of the hand of the normal gauntlet
Thanos glove.
to hold the pole
Oh my god,
Okay.
it really.
to keep it secure.
Make sure that you don't lose it.
Thanos
Yeah.
glove. I'm sorry. It's just too easy.
Roll a Tinker's Tools check. Intelligence.
She's gonna snap her fingers and kill the vampires. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Damn, nice.
Yay.
You begin working on it, trying to make sure you don't mess with the structural integrity of it. But you want to make sure that you don't lose the pearl. You want to make sure that it's nice and secure. You got a good start on it. You're probably going to need just a few little bits of metal to get it so it's more firmly in place, but you've got it enough that you can put the pearl in there and keep it safe. It kind of grinds against the back of your hand very slightly, so it's like
Gonna need to fix that soon.
yeah, you're gonna need to just work on it, tinker with it just here and there to get it to work right. But it's a decent start.
If she needs, she'll use some of the metal she has to like forge something, like to create something to like add on to the gauntlet.
You could
or
probably
something,
use
or whatever.
legit like the leftover metal if you ever forge a weapon and be fine with this.
Exactly, yeah.
Which you can do next time. Right now you've got a little holding area for your pearl to keep it safe, essentially.
Thank God for expertise in Tinker's Tools.
Bo, you went out to look for
Howdy.
this glass blower. Bless you.
Ew. Thank you.
Bless you.
Alright, so you go and you're looking for this area. It's not too hard to find with your passive perception. You just kind of look around. Eventually, you're just like, there it is. I mean, that's got to be it. There's a glass blower, right? Not that far. Follow directions. Yeah, that should be over there. And the place looks. It's open, but the place does not look very active or lively. There's a few people who are just kind of working around. You see them kind of like working very slowly with a good hot fire to blow the glass as needed, but every now and then they kind of like pause and kind of like look over towards one of the other areas and turn it, look over and be like, I don't know, is it gonna be okay? Yeah, it'll be fine. As you approach, one of them kind of peeks up. Can we help you?
Yes. I was looking for the glass blower that made that beautiful mural of God.
Ooh. Kind of looks at one of the other guys. Kind of makes like, well, go on. He's like, he is currently missing as of a couple days ago.
I thought his son was missing.
Yeah, his son's the one who made it. His father's in the back. Kind of points towards it. He isn't the one who made it. It was his son who made it. He helped
I mean, I want to
show him how to do that.
sorry.
And you can go speak to him if you need to. Just be aware he might not be in the best moods. He's with his son missing and whatnot. He's been a bit.
It's understandable.
He's been a bit hanging his head, as it were.
I'll enter the back with him. Like, yeah.
Okay.
So that could.
you walk through, they obviously want you to keep away from the areas of the furnaces and whatnot. But towards the back, there's a kind of a gangly looking gentleman working on a very small piece of glass. Looks like he's kind of poking and prodding at it real quick before putting it back into the heat and just making something that looks like it would fit about in about in your palm. It's not very big, but he's looking to be very intently focusing on it as he's working, just putting it back in, heating it back up, and then just molding it very slowly.
Hello.
Can I help you?
I was here to talk about me and my team are here in the town wondering about the missing people, and I heard about your son, and I was sent to get some lead.
Kind of pauses and glances over at you.
I mean, no disrespect. I saw the mural and I wanna. If that talent's still a thing, I'd like to try to get that talent back to you safely. You know,
I
get
get
your
what you
son
mean.
back to you safely.
He nods. He's still kind of just working on it, just very slowly. Forgive me if I don't raise my head. Just keeps curling it slightly. Working is the only thing that keeps my mind from wandering.
Does this guy look like he's been sleeping?
Not even going to make you roll an insight check. He does not look like he's been sleeping very often. He looks worn, exhausted, and granted, he's been working. If he's been working tirelessly on this piece, it's very beautiful. But at the same time, there's clear bags under his eyes. He's doing okay at the very least, but he's just working very slowly.
Oh,
He's surviving. He's not living.
Yeah.
do you know what it like? Any leads on what may have happened with the disappearance?
I wish I did. At least for the other people, there was a flash of blood to say that something took him. His room was just empty. Not a sign or speckle of anything to say otherwise, just finally did as he used to threaten when he was but a young'un. Up and left. Not a trace but the wind. Should have known it was too good for him to actually want to be part of this. This legacy of us just bone glass.
You don't think he was taken?
Can't prove it. There was no forced entry, nothing broken. His door was unlocked.
He was charmed.
I ain't never heard about anything charming like that. And again, I don't know much about how a girl could just come in and whisk him away like that either.
A girl?
Yeah, you said charmed, right?
Yeah.
I don't know any girl who could charm him like that.
Did you mean shoot?
Did he have any close friends?
He had Rendell, painter's boy. Used to paint real good art pieces. Actually, helped him with making the mural. Gave him the color ideas and make sure that everything fit in place just so. He was a good kid. Terrible influence, but a good kid all the same.
Was a good kid.
Died about 3 weeks back. Terrible tragedy. Some wild animal, he left the door open or something, and he was killed in his painting room. Got blood on one of his paintings and just was a mess.
Maybe he wasn't killed by an animal.
There were claw marks on his arms. There was bite
Claws
marks.
don't indicate animals, and he holds up his
He like
many things to
he,
do
he,
that.
he looks over at you slowly when you say that. Looks at you slowly. Looks down at your arm. looks back up at you, looks back at your arm, looks back at you. Just like it's like there's clearly slow.
The
working-
realization.
It's not even a realization so much as it's just a tired. I don't follow what you're saying. Are you saying that you attacked him?
I'm saying that it doesn't have to be an animal that has claws.
In this part of this kind of area, kind of motions around. There's the human folk. There's the little folk like yourself. There's
Would I have known about a vampire dude? I know a bit about undead because I'm good at repelling them.
roll a religion check.
No, yo, I'm dope with these. God,
It's the same one!
Same one.
Wait, what? Hang on.
You rolled a 7 again!
Vampire specifically? Nope. You know that there's creatures, but religiously? No, that doesn't pop in your head.
Wait, there are
Well,
vampires.
I know some. I'm with a group of people. We're we try our best to help out when we can. I'm 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 sure that I'm almost positive it wasn't an animal that did this. And if it was an animal, it just because I think whatever killed him is probably the same thing that's been taking people.
Maybe. I don't know.
Do you have a piece of like? All right, this is gonna sound real weird. Do you have something that your son like a cloth from clothing you would wear?
Kind of pauses as he like draws out, which you now see the little figurine has like little wings that he's been working on sculpting, and now he's like as he's been talking to you, it's been like one brush stroke and then another brush stroke, and as he's creating individual feathers in the glass, it's very beautiful the way he's doing it. But it's a very slow, meticulous sort of process that he kind of like interrupts to pause and think about it before making a almost like a half motion of his head behind himself. And you can see that there's an apron, there's a couple of pieces of cloth, there's a pair of gloves that are just hanging up. Grab one thing.
I'll make sure to bring it back to you. It's just I know some of my group are good at tracking, and maybe if we can get his scent,
If you can find where he went, by all means.
He'll go and
Dogs,
grab.
Haven't found him yet.
he'll go and grab that glove.
Okay. So you have also on the glove, you actually see his name, which I will type up for you here. It was
Wait a
Yeldon.
second. Wait a second.
Hmm.
Wait a second.
Hmm.
Wait a second.
Hmm. Yes. I'm waiting.
I cast sending
On
him.
the person?
Yes.
On who?
You've been talking about him enough. Have I? can I-
Dad?
If I'll say
The
can you-
kid.
Can you
The kid?
describe him to me? Can you
Oh
describe
boy, this is
him
gonna be
more?
interesting.
Let me look up a different spell real quick.
I've seen this work before.
Hold on.
That's why I'm panicking.
You're fine.
Wait,
He kind of
As long
looks
as
at
he
you.
can just get me familiar with him. Get me as familiar with him as you can.
He was about my height. He had longer hair than I did. Bit of a scruff on his face. Always looked like he was getting into mischief. Like he'd click his heels together and jump off down the road.
Was his face round?
No, it's more like mine. It kind of graveled and I suppose sharp. People always said I had sharp eyes, but his were always soft like his mother's. But he had my chin poor boy. Grew up with looking like he'd been set to the anvil. A good man. He would have been great.
Do you have a mirror?
I don't. Not of him. Not yet. I'm looking to see what I can do.
Like, is there any direct, like, painted picture I could look at of him?
I don't have anything like that. We were never rich enough to. I mean, Rendell might have had something, but it would have been in Rendell's place, and his mother's been rather meticulous about keeping people away. She has not been exactly the most happy to speak with people, if you catch my drift.
Now, sir, this might work. This might not work. I'm gonna try some, alright?
Hmm.
While holding the oven mitt, and
It's more of a glove, not an oven mitt, but
I know what I said.
I know what you said.
And I will
Attempt to
try
cast
to cast
sending.
it on.
Roll a d100.
Is low better or is high better?
For this one, high.
Oh, boys, it ain't working. 52.
Oh!
It's if we're going Sam's rolling, but
It's technically high.
Yeah, but there's specific numbers that I'm using for this.
oh,
So you send out a sending. You can pick whatever 25 words, but as you're saying it, you're kind of like, come on, please. Something. Anything. No, you don't hear anything back.
I'm not familiar with him enough, sir, so I can't do the spell. Correct.
It's all right.
I can try again tomorrow, which I will, but I'll take this to my friends, and we can see if we can get a sent off on it.
If you find him, just let him know I've been proud of him. I never really said that, and I've been regretting that ever since. I'm saying that like you're gonna find him. Just, and if you don't find him, if you find, kind of like chokes up for a second, just clearly not wanting to say what he's saying next, but if he's not with us, just make sure he's buried well, please. Please.
Okay, we'll do. And we'll exit the shop quickly and, like, book it to the, like, full speed on his way to the tavern.
Alright. And as night is beginning to fall, Virdrick finds the inn, and everyone is reconvening at the Old Mill House. I'd say that will be where we'll end the session this evening,
Sounds good.
with everyone gathering together to begin more searching.
Do a scry.
More intervention.
Hmm?
If we were high enough level to scry, I could have done it right then and there. Because technically I have all I need, which is a piece of clothing from them.
Oh, her plan was go to the church and find someone who could.
Yeah, but that costs money.
Yeah, it does.
A good amount
Money
of
that
it.
we have.
Some of
Or
these church
money
people
that-
can be rude.
We have, but not necessarily Bo.
You have a cleric. Everything will
I
be
just-
fine. It's
I just don't
fine.
have scrying.
Scrying on who?
He was trying
Is
to
this a
scry and see
victim?
if he could find one of the victims.
Not scry, but then
Right.
what? Guru, are you looking at my sheet?
I peeked at it.
No, okay. My sheet went crazy.
Yep, I was just peeking.
Paris.
Found what I needed.
Paris.
Hmm.
Yes.
Did you see my DM?
Oh, yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
and now you guys have ideas. Obviously, you're coming to your own conclusions and such. and it will be interesting to see what
Out
happens
of,
next
char-
week.
out of character, I low-key want to be a vampire, but nah.
All you have to do is look. You want the surefire way to become a vampire? All you gotta do is
Drink their
find a
blood.
succubus. No, find a succubus, fall in love with them, make her fall in love with you or him if it's an incubus. Make them fall in love with you, and then
And then
Get him to kiss you.
yep, because you won't die from it. You will actually turn into a vampire.
Technically, you'll die, but you won't become, soulless.
Yeah.
Just become undead. It's cool.
Yeah, you become a vampire lord. You have to chill.
Sometimes it's just like that.
Sometimes you just gotta become a vampire lord.
It'd be like that
sometimes it be that way.
That being said, for everyone who is watching, thank you all so much. We appreciate all the love and support you give to us, and the fact that we're able to continually give you this kind of fun entertainment, the shenanigans of us going, hey, so what do you guys need to do? And then that person not picking up when we need them to speak. Oh. But as well as the intrigue and whatnot. Actually, no, it's happened to a lot of people, especially when their mics cut out.
Is joke, Guru.
Like with Madrina, where we just thought he was just gone, and then he just popped in like, no, I'm here. You're all amazing people, and I love doing D&D with you.
I despise you lying to me like that.
You're welcome, Butters. You can have all the lies you want.
Hey guys, I have a backup plan. I have a backup plan.
Destroy them.
That being said,
I mean, we all know the challenge rating is going to be above.
Are there backup plans?
I always read that ability as like turn undead as in like you turn undead just for a brief moment.
Transform.
robots in disguise, or clerics in disguise. That being said,
the cleric in your part. Sorry.
That being said, if you're watching this on YouTube in the future, by all means leave us a like and a comment. Subscribe if you want to keep up with content, and leave us a bell if you want to keep up with when we post these on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, or you want to keep up with us on Twitch, follow us at twitch.tv/whatteamcomp and hit that follow button so you can know when we're going live. Because we do stream more than just one session. We stream this one, Sorcery Secrets, Elements and Shadows, as well as Salute the Sun, which we actually have a session for that one this Sunday. So we got a lot of stuff we do and a lot of fun that we can have. We hope to see you guys there. And in the meantime, we're What Team Comp. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Boy.